March 4th, 2026, the 408th day of the Sex Offender Administration. The jury has found Colin Gray, the man whose teenage son is accused of killing 2 students and 2 teachers in a shooting at Georgia's Appalachia High School, guilty of 27 charges including second-degree murder. I bet Colin Gray wishes abortions were legal up to the 45th trimester. His son wouldn't have been around to shoot up that school. Elon Musk is expected to take the stand in a shareholder trial on Wednesday in San Francisco, where he is accused of making false and misleading statements that deflated Twitter's share price before he bought the social media platform for $44 billion in 2022. If only his ego were as deflated. The first Democratic and Republican primaries of the 2026 midterms were held Tuesday, and the winner was democracy, as there were no election issues and everything went off without a hitch. I'm sorry, that should read fucking Texas, where everything is bigger except the Republican brains. Motherfucking Texas. Donald Trump on Tuesday threatened to end trade with Spain, citing a lack of support over the U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran and the European nation's resistance to increasing its NATO spending. Quote, "We're going to cut all trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain," Trump told reporters during an Oval Office meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. "Well, I never been to Spain, but I like how they piss Trump off." This has been a Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for March 4th, 2026, the 408th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest.
Apparently, the Rev didn't get the memo about the F-bombs 20 seconds
Independent
into
fact-checking and corrections
news
are
thing.
encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
We're already banned on 97 different networks. What's one more? That's what I say. Oh, don't forget this one.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Hot coffee.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a little bright, and I don't mean hard, right?
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
You make me laugh. Go ahead, make me laugh. I'm waiting. Good morning, folks. It is Wednesday, hump day. The date that sounds like a command, March 4th, 2026. I start today by, in my mind, I was about to make a little bit of a joke about how I was wrong, a confession, how I was wrong, and we'll see. The one we'll see was right. And you say, well, what could Will C be right about? Or as we like to know, Willie. And what could Willie be right about? Well, remember when he said, "Oh, you ever think about what all this bad stuff that's happened to you is part of your manifestation?" Blah, 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 blah. I think he was right about that. Now, I'm saying that kind of tongue-in-cheek. But lately, a lot of bad, just everything. It seems like bad luck. Yeah, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. With this Facebook mistake of restricting me from running ads, a couple of other things that you don't need to know the specifics about. I've lost so much in income in the last week. I would say there is something haunting me. But oddly enough, just as I was thinking about coming on and saying something about how Willie was right about my manifesting, everyone will think about the manifesting. I got an email from an artist about the art of manifesting, and it's all about it's drawing myself into prosperity. And I'm almost tempted to fall for it. I am the number one target of scammers all over the universe, and this is it. But I think if I do this, it's just gonna. I don't know what to do, but I know I should start. I should start believing in magic and manifesting prosperity, whatever. So today we are going to have a business edition. Yeah, we haven't had a business edition in God knows how long, but two interesting guests. The first guest this morning is the Long Island sign guy, Arthur Frischman, who is killing it, but not, well, he might be helping his business, but he's killing it in Long Island. I want to call them historical short reels. He's got a YouTube channel. He's also all over Facebook, and fascinating content that he's putting out there. And I don't know how it necessarily aligns with his business goals, but it is definitely very creative, very inspirational. And even if you're not from Long Island, I think you're going to appreciate what he has to say. And then in the second hour, the founder of My Green Pal, Warsaw was the founder of Peachtree, My Peachtree, not related, entrepreneurs. So we're talking business this morning. Brian Clayton. Oh, you know what? I think Brian Clayton sent me an email this morning about rescheduling, so he might not be here in the second hour. So we'll see about that. Anyway, that's what we got in store for you today. In the meantime, well, let me tell you about Wine Express. Can I tell you about Wine Express? Can I clue you in about Wine Express a little bit? Wine Express here. Let me see. Where's my copy? Everything got hidden here. It's all GD's fault. I'm going to blame it all on him. Wine Express. Come on, Wine. There you go. WineExpress.com is the exclusive wine shop partner. A little late on the music there, of the Wine Enthusiast catalog and website, which have been providing quality wine accessories and storage for 40 years. During that time, they've served millions of satisfied customers and built a loyal following of avid wine lovers that we like to call winos. It's only natural then that they have teamed up with the great wine shop to bring customers first quality wines at value prices. And if you act right now with this free shipping deal I got on there, if you buy enough wine to keep yourself drunk until the war with Iran and everybody else is over, you get free shipping. That's a lot of wine, though, because I think it's going to last a while. Anyway, WineExpress.com. You want to go there and tell them Mind Dog sent you, and tell them GD sent you, because GD is doing his homework back there. I can see as I get ready to bring him in. God, all these buttons are screwing up today. You know what? I got to start manifesting a different kind of vibe around my williness. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now, a man who always manifests prosperity in all aspects of his life. Oh, no, it's GD Fenderson. I'm sorry. Good morning, GD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. There's only 13 shopping days till St. Patrick's Day. Don't forget to get something green for that green person in your life. Check out MindDogTV.com/merch to use your green to buy our green. So put your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering.
We do have some St. Patrick's Day gear in the shop. Last year it didn't sell anything. I don't think it'll sell. But I think there's only 12 more days, because you can't buy it on St. Patrick's Day, right?
You can. You just won't get it.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. You
can
buy it. It just won't be shipped in time.
You know what? Last night we had an emergency situation here. we ran out of cat food.
Oh shit!
Right, and
I jokingly, we had our cat food delivered yesterday, and I made a joke to the guy about what happens in the house if you run out of cat food. They will eat you in your sleep.
Right, but right. But the indoor cats, I had enough for the indoor cats. But the outdoor cats, there's enough of them that could eat me in one
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was like 6:00. My wife wasn't home yet, and I was like, "You got to get home here. I got to get the car, and I got to go buy cat food before I get killed." And she came home at 6. She got home at 6:30. By 7:00, and she just put in the order. By 7:00, Walmart had delivered enough cat food to feed all the cats in the neighborhood. That put in an order online, and within a half hour, it's here.
Yeah, PetSmart does the same thing now.
Wow.
Not that they're a sponsor.
Yeah, they should be a sponsor with all the cat eating we got going on here. Before Arthur Frischman is here, but I want to play a little clip to give people a little idea of what to expect of the kind of content he does. Now, this isn't necessarily the historical stuff. This is just him ranting about traffic, but I think it's a very good little piece. You can take this down. Here we go. Can we hear that? No. Where's the volume?
For faster moving vehicles, you have every right to do 52 miles an hour on the Southern State Parkway, but move your ass over to the right lane. If you see a row of 20 cars with their headlights on, it's a funeral procession. Do not drive in the middle of them. Do not cut through. Have some respect. And the last one that really, really gets me, turn off your high beams. I don't care whether you're in front of me or behind me, turn them off. And people just drive that way with their high beams on all the time. Those are 3 things that are really getting to me. That's it, everybody. Have a great day.
Oh, I got it.
There are 3 pieces of etiquette.
All right, I got to stop sharing that. Anyway, Arthur Frischman is here now. Arthur is a small business owner, investor, and business content creator. His passion is talking to other business owners and getting their take on what it took to be successful and what advice they have for budding entrepreneurs. And he's here now. Let's say good morning to Arthur Frischman. Good morning, Arthur. We can't hear. I think your mic is muted. Your mute is mic. There you go. Now. How are you? I just want to say, before we get started, I don't think it's the brights. I think that manufacturers have made headlights way too bright, much brighter than they used to be. So your low beams are brighter than your brights used to be. I think that's the case because I'm going blind.
I get that same thing from everybody all the time. Like, no, it's the new headlights. But both. No, sometimes you're driving and there's 4 headlights coming at you. There's no turning off high beams. I get that the fact that a lot of them are more, that's one of those things that really drives. And I have kids that are in their teens and they listen to me yell at cars as they go by all day long.
I have a feeling
the high beams are aimed differently than the regular beams.
Yes, exactly. You can tell the difference.
There's a difference. Even with the brightness, there's a difference. I know because I have those assholes in my neighborhood, but it's on purpose. They do that on purpose. They because I'm the only black around here. So when they see me, when they drive down the street, they don't see a driver, because of my complexion. They turn on the high beams because they want to make sure it's not like a driverless car.
Well, maybe if you smile and open your eyes wide. I'm sorry. That's like a totally racist thing to say, and I'm surprised it took me that long.
That's a Botox thing to say. That is so Botoxian. That's Botox.
Good morning, Arthur. I wanted to introduce you to GD before he started talking because it's been pointing out how rude I am. I never introduced him to the guests in the morning, and they don't necessarily know he's going to be.
You don't notice a black guy in the corner with a name. They shouldn't be on the show.
Right.
GD, I got you.
So,
how you doing?
I am fascinated by the content you've been putting out. Yesterday, I saw a piece that you did about drive-ins, and I gotta say, 20 years ago, I did a piece on the Sunrise Drive-In in Copiague, New York, that had been closed down. I used to do pieces called "It's Not There," and I would go to places where things were businesses when I grew up, and they're totally not there anymore. So I am the target audience for the stuff you do. What made you decide to start doing this?
I've been doing a lot of content for my sign business for a while, and someone had suggested to me, I'm like, you're the Long Island sign guy. you can talk about anything you want. And so I started talking, and I was driving down Sunrise in the Hamptons, and I saw those big Shinnecock signs, and I'm like, oh, I just read about these, and I pulled over and did a quick little spit on it, a little bit out of ordinary from what I usually talked about with signs, and it resonated with people, and it just sort of rolled from there, and it's sort of taken on a little bit of a life of its own. All the historical content we do, all about Long Island.
Do you ever think about licensing, whether just give me some kind of sign girl or sign everywhere, sign, any of that kind of stuff to kind of put in the...
With AI now, I have my own song. I did it on the AI app, so I've got a Long Island sign guy song. I don't tell anybody about it.
Very cool. I remember doing a comedy bit about signs, because we are inundated with signs everywhere you look. It's like there's too much to read. You do, though, like advertising signs for businesses, right?
We do my sign company does big corporate signs for small, medium-sized businesses, storefront, window graphics, vehicle graphics. That type of signage is what we do for customers. All
right. You mentioned Shinnecock. And every time I mention Shinnecock, people say, "Are you making that up?" Was that a real tribe? Because I think it came about more like in the last 50 years or so. That
Shinnecock, they're actually the only recognized. They're one of the 13 original tribes on Long Island, and they are the only recognized tribe on Long Island. That's why they have their own land, right. Shinnecock Nation down in the Hamptons.
Oh, well, what about Poospatuck? Are you familiar with Poospatuck? Have you done anything on Poospatuck?
No, I have not. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't.
All right, in Mastic Beach, there's a little, the cigarette. They were cigarettes, now they were all weed wells. But they call itself the Poospatuck Reservation. It's like, is that?
I think that it's the only, but Shinnecock is the only one. They have reservations, but Shinnecock is the only one that is a legally recognized, or federally recognized, I should say, federally recognized Indian tribe or Native American tribe.
Interesting. Were you always a history buff?
I've always been a history buff. This has gotten a little carried away, honestly, but I've always been a history buff, and drives my kids crazy, which is just a little bit of a plus.
Yeah. I remember lots of George Washington slept here when I was, and this is how old I am. George Washington slept here type of stuff. Yep. George Washington visited here. Any of that stuff, is it true, or is that just legend? Because there's signs all over the place, and not the kind of signs that you do, but they look like they're erected by the county or something, landmarks and all that kind of stuff. What's true and what's not true?
So those signs that you see, and I've done a video on them, and I'm going to do another one on them. They were a national program in the early 1920s or 1910s or so, in the teens, that where there were historical red landmarks all around, not just in New York, but all around. And those blue markers, they've gotten expanded since the original ones, and now local organizations control those. But those are all historical markers for events, places, people, things. So when you see they can't just, you and I can't just come up with one and put one up and, GD drank a beer here at this, we can't do that. They have to be, we can't do that.
I have, cause there's a lot of statues in Baltimore of Black women from back then. And I have little signs that says Founding Fathers slept here. And the signs are just about crotch high.
I focus on Long Island. I don't know the Baltimore one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was violating some kind of federal law. Now I have to look that up.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking the other day, and this is probably just presumptuous of me to even suggest, but it would be good to like franchise your content out different areas, historical areas. Because as a Long Islander, I'm fascinated by your content, but I got to think there's lots of areas around America where they have as many towns as we have on this long sandbar of an island that have interesting history to them. So maybe you can, I don't know, license stuff out.
Yeah, but I think the reason my content resonates, because like you just said, you watch the one about the drive-ins. Well, I went to Comac Drive-In. When I was a kid, I went to Comac Drive-In. I can't say that if I'm doing a video on a history in Texas or something.
Yeah, but say somebody from Texas could do it in your name.
Exactly. Exactly. Someone else would have to do it. But for me to do it, it resonates because all these places that I do, I've been to, I've driven by, you drive by, we all know.
Yeah.
Right? So it's where Washington slept on his ride after the Revolutionary War. That's all real, and he slept in these places.
What town did you grow up in?
I grew up in East Northport.
Oh, okay. So that's like exit 40.
Depends on which one.
53. Exit 53 on the air. Yeah. What was do you have a favorite of the just the towns that you've done a profile on of their history, or would it be your own hometown, or would it be?
It's definitely, and I end up by doing a few extras on my own hometown, Northport, and like the history of Northport. But all these towns have such crazy history that we sit here, and I said this before, like you're sitting in, and right now I'm sitting in Deer Park. Who was the first person to walk on this land that I'm on right now? 100 years ago, was it a British soldier? Was it a colonist? Was it a Native American? There was only a few thousand Native Americans on Long Island for a few thousand years, so it wasn't like they were populated everywhere and they covered every inch of ground. So, like, who was the first person to walk across this land? Right. It's kind of interesting stuff when you start thinking about. But Northport is one that I grew up in that town, and so I know a lot of the history from being there, and so doing some of those videos were really cool.
I have a question for you as a tourist, because when I drive to and through New York, I have no fucking idea how much tolls are. I see signs that says toll lane, and I get in the toll lane, and I know my Easy Pass works because the light says paid in full. And then next thing you know, I have no idea. I think some tolls are as much as $80. I have no freaking idea. So perhaps you can enlighten me. Where do I look to find out how much I'm paying? And is there like a cheap road? Can I go a cheap road? Do I have to take the high road or the high price road?
High price road. Well, so that's funny you ask, and this has absolutely nothing to do with signs. It has nothing to do with Long Island history. But I was in Staten Island at a customer's yesterday, and it's trying to send me back through the Holland Tunnel. I'm like, what are you doing? And so I actually downloaded Waze, and Waze shows you the tolls. The Waze app. So I'm not a promotion here for the Waze app, and I never use it. I just use Google.
Yeah.
The Waze says it was 10:34 or something for me to drive home through the belt, and it was $37 to go through the city or something like that.
Wow. We have another regular on the program who was going to join us now. I want to ask you, because she did a piece on Southern State Parkway, or maybe you were talking about Northern State. I don't remember, but you brought up Robert Moses. And Moses was a super influential guy in New York State and Long Island, architecture development, road development here. And I'm wondering why. What was it about him that gave him so much power? Because he wasn't a mayor. He wasn't a governor, right? He wasn't an elected official at all. Where did his power come from? Oh, good morning, Elizabeth, by the way.
Good morning.
Hi. Moses.
I'm very excited to learn all about this.
Yeah, you've never been to Long Island in your life, have you?
No, but I do spend time with a good friend in the Environmental Protection Agency discussing what the East Coast must have been like in days prior to anyone but indigenous people frequenting the area, and how the New York indigenous nations must have enjoyed boating on the Hudson River, etc.
All right. Arthur, do you have any information on the Moses question? Where did he get his power from? Why?
He built his power starting in college. And I read the book, The Power Broker. He built his power starting in college. He just started making connections and worked his way up. He never made much money. He didn't make much money. His parents supported him into his 20s and 30s and 40s because he was taking these low-wage jobs in government at that point. But he became so powerful, so ridiculously powerful, and laid out really most of Long Island.
Right. So really, was he like an ethical Epstein?
Well, so there are. So
I'm sorry. I meant to say childless. Childless Epstein.
Childless dog man? Is that what you're talking about?
He was a
childless dog man. God.
He was a he didn't, out of all the things he's accused of, he's not accused of financial crimes or stealing or taking benefits from. That's the one thing he's not really accused of at all. But he was very power hungry. Just decided what he wanted and would push people to do what he wanted. Would basically say, you're going to either sell me your property here so I can build the southern state, or or I'm going to take it from you with eminent domain. Yeah. Either way, I'm going to do this here.
I have a question about him real quick then, because we used to have a mayor in DC called Marion Barry.
Yeah.
And
I went to University of Maryland.
That's a dirty crack.
No, Marion Barry.
He was set up.
As far as I know, Marion Barry never made any money for himself. Almost everything he did, other people benefited. Other people made their money, but he didn't make a lot of money. That's why he was like so broke and hanging out with crack whores. I think that's it. That's my understanding.
He was married to Corey Masters.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when he scammed people, he didn't scam for himself, he scammed for others. So I didn't know if this guy you're talking about in New York.
He kept the hospitals open.
You never heard of Robert Moses, CD?
The only Moses I know is the Black Moses, Isaac Hayes.
Long live Isaac Hayes. He parted the waves.
I think there was a film made about him in the last 5 years. Edward Norton was in it. I can't remember the title of it, but it was about the man behind the curtain there. Robert Moses pulled the strings for Fiorello LaGuardia, and he just
tons of
very
mayors.
Powerful in New York. And I still can't figure out how he got it. But if you know the Southern State Parkway that Arthur mentioned, it is
one day
really.
You just get
It's like a
fishtail.
He built it.
He literally went town to town, to property and said, I need this land. He walked basically the southern state and said, this is where we're going with this. Oh, there's room here. Let's build a road over here.
Right.
That's how he built that. He literally did it by hand.
And if he wouldn't sell it to him, or he couldn't get it to him eminent domain, he curved around it. So now you had a thoroughfare from New York City out to the Hamptons there, but you had to kind of fishtail your whole way, and that's why.
He woke up one morning and was like, I'm tired of living in my parents' basement, working these minimum wage jobs for the government. Yeah. I'm going to need this land. I'm going to need that land. Oh, yeah, we're going to build a road over here so I can get to this land.
Right. So he was singing, this land is your land. It will be my land. I'm sorry. No.
And I won't buy land.
The part about Robert Moses is he's accused of a lot of things, but he definitely, regardless, built Long Island's infrastructure, parks. He was big on parks, highways, roading. He is known to be, he was accused, I'd never met the gentleman, of being racist. He built all the bridges on those highways, on the parkways, very low. And the argument was, they're parkways, you don't need to, well, they built them low so buses couldn't go through from the Bronx and other area minorities lived in and couldn't come to the beaches. So he built these bridges low, but the argument was they were parkways, so they couldn't have buses on them anyway.
Right.
And so it goes back and forth. In his book, they address a lot of that, whether he was racist or not. But there was a lot of things he did that were questionable.
I think Edward Norton, when he was on Rogan, was talking about the racism stuff and all.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the movie. I'll have to look that up.
50 Shades of Racism.
Yeah. Have you done any? Because I got into some heated arguments on Facebook and other social media platforms about
Fight Club.
About Tesla and Marconi. These are part of Long Island history that's really really interesting to me. Have you done anything on either?
I have not done the Tesla location out. I will. It's on the list. We've done about 150 or so of these videos about Long Island. It's just I have a sign business to run. I'm trying. I get to it, and we'll get to that one. But that Tesla one is on, and it was only open for a little while out in the radio station for radio transmissions. Let's say, I haven't, but I have not.
Tesla's in my backyard, but Marconi's an interesting guy because I grew up in Copeg, which was called Marconiville, but it was called Marconiville just for PR reasons. Like Marconi, he took a dump there one time. He was taking a train ride through. He stopped at a restaurant and used the bathroom, and they they let him go through and named the town after him. But then he had a shack in Deer Park on the South Shore, in Deer Park Avenue in Babylon, that he was using the but then another one up in Rocky Point, which is not too far from Tesla. And there's a trail that leads from Tesla's property right to Marconi's property, a walking trail, bicycle trail. And I think that there's a lot of it because there was a rivalry between them and lawsuits and all that stuff. I think that's a really interesting part. And if you do that, you'll be in my backyard. So I would love to. I'll help you out. I'll hold the camera for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Most of my videos are this. They're just me going like that.
I know.
It's my cameraman right here.
I know that. You don't use a selfie stick even. It's just an arm, a long arm.
Yeah, that's it. A long arm. That's funny. Is they named Astoria, Queens. I can't remember the name of what it was. It was some. We had a weird name, but they decided to name it. They wanted to make it a more welcoming name, and so they wanted investment. So they picked Astoria, and they named it after John Astor, who was the richest man at that time, and they named it Astoria, figuring he would come, he'd be honored, he'd come, he'd invest, he gave like a $500 donation, never stepped foot there again.
Yeah.
So now they're stuck with Astoria.
I would bet that Marconi never even really remembered Copeg. I mean, it's such a non-distinct town. Out of all the towns on Long Island that have unique, interesting history, that's the least. Have you done anything on Sagamore Hill and Theodore Roosevelt?
I have not. That's on the list too. Sagamore Hill. Because I've been there. I've been there before as a kid. But that's on the list. I've done, like Oheka Castle, and I haven't done the Gold Coast mansions, but that's on the list.
Yeah,
because there's so much to talk about.
That's what I was getting to. Is like there's so much that those prominent ones that you haven't gotten to them, and that's how deep the Long Island history is in the towns here.
It's huge, and all the stories behind it. Like we look about the things like the drive-in theaters were around for 40 years. Comac Arena. I did Comac Arena. I did that a few months ago, and that was just an arena, but that's where Frampton recorded part of Frampton Comes Alive. He recorded one of them. Show Me the Way, I think was from there. But so that's the great moments in Long Island history.
And everybody who was 17 on Long Island in 1975 when the thing was recorded, it came out in 77, but everybody who was 17 in 1975 swears they were in Comac Arena, which only held about 1,800 people for a rock concert, and there were 3 million people who swear
they all texted me. All 3 million of them texted me, said I was there.
That's me, the crowd noise. You can hear me yell, Frampton!
Yeah.
So
I get that.
Have you done the beach where they found all the bodies where Rudy Giuliani hid those heads?
I'm talking about Gilgo.
Gilgo.
I have not done. I have done, something. It's kind of like an active story, and the story behind it. They don't even know how Gilgo got its name. They don't know how the beach got its name. So there's no real. And it's kind of an active story to talk about. It's still going on with whatever his name is. That's still on trial.
Yeah, Rex Huerman.
Yeah, it's still going on. So I haven't done it. And truthfully, I try to do all of my videos are generally kind of on the positive side, on the uplifting side. I try to stay away from dramatically bad things. I did the TWA 800 memorial. I did that one. Which but it was even that was like a somber tone to it, so
interesting stuff. How many have you done? Do you have a tally on how many Long Island history type videos you've done?
Over 150 by now.
Yeah, wow.
Over 150.
Anything on the pirates from that? I mean, Ocean Parkway and that the Barrier Islands and all that stuff, Fire Island.
Well, we did a lot of I've done Ocean Parkway, which is to me the prettiest stretch of road on Long Island. There's no nicer 15 miles of road than there is that on Long Island. We also did Prohibition, which I don't know if you're familiar with how Long Island was so critical during Prohibition, but the international waters back then were only 3 miles.
Right.
So they were 3 miles offshore, and basically there was a flotilla of boats 3 miles offshore.
Yeah.
And that was like an open distribution center for liquor that came in right off of there. And the funny part is the marina in Freeport that made all those speedboats back then, for the rum runners, also made literally side by side the speedboats for the cops that were chasing them. They literally were being made side by side, going back and forth. But Long Island was a key component. We've got like 1,000 miles of shoreline,
right,
like in between all the coves.
Yeah.
And so it was a key thing. And the 3 miles off international waters, that's where all the rum came from.
Yeah. Now, you're being a Northport guy. Is the South Shore a revelation to you? I mean, because I grew up on the South Shore. Now I live on the North Shore, and I'm fine. And now I live in a remote area. I live in Shoreham. So you drive along Old Country Road or North Country Road, you find out a lot of historical stuff there.
Yeah.
Was the South Shore like not part of your consciousness or the history of that stuff until you started doing this stuff?
So when I grew up on the North Shore. I was born in Comac. I grew up in East Northport, and when we never went to the South Shore, especially back when my kids now have friends all over Long Island because they meet someone, they get their hand, they text, and that's it. So they got friends all over Long Island. But I bought my first sign company. When I first got in the sign business about 3.5 years ago, I bought a company in Wantagh. I'd never been to Wantagh. My kid played baseball at a park, but all I knew was to get off the highway and go to the park. I'd never been there. Like the South Shore is a whole other world. And that's what happened. That's really what got me more interested than anything, is that I would do these and I drive around and I'm like, I've never seen this before. And the other day I was with, talk about places that you've never seen before. I was driving with my wife, and Patchogue Medford Road, that north, there's the Veterans Memorial, like it's an obelisk right in the middle. Like we pulled over, and my wife was like, "Holy cow! I've never seen this before." Long Island is so massive, and there's so many things. But the South Shore, I had no idea. All these towns, I'd never been to. I'd never been to at all.
Oh yeah, I couldn't relate anymore because lately, for the last couple of years, I've been doing paint parties at people's houses, and they send me to places. I've been on Long Island really 65 years or 66 years, and there are still towns I'm going to for the first time. I've been in the last couple of months, went to Cold Spring Harbor for the very first time in my life. I've heard about it because of Billy Joel's album, but there's so many towns that I've yet to really get to know, and that's how long Long Island is. And I always make a joke about that because the people who book the parties, they're in California, and they just think Long Island. Oh, it's an island.
Long Island.
They don't pay attention to the first word, the long part. Yeah. So I'm all over the place. So yeah, that's just pretty interesting stuff. Now, any places or presidents other than Theodore Roosevelt that you know of that have frequented Long Island? And then don't say George Washington because we've already covered that. He slept here.
Well, he slept all on the South Shore on his ride. One of the very first ones I did was William Floyd, the William Floyd Parkway, which isn't, by the way, a parkway. Right. Out of all the roads, it's named a parkway. It was named to be nice to him. It's not actually a parkway. You can drive a truck on it.
Right.
For whatever reason, they named it, but he was actually the only signer of the Declaration of Independence from Long Island. He's the only signer of Declaration for Independence from Long Island. That was one of the first early videos I did. I do videos on roads.
Is that because he was the only one that could write, or was there some other reason?
It could be. That could well be. He's the only one who could sign his name. The rest of us just make X's or something.
Are you making fun of Long Islanders?
No,
we will drive to Maryland and kick your ass right now.
I am trying to find
That's
out.
what I love about Long Islanders is that they will drive to Maryland and attempt to kick our asses. I appreciate that about Long Island men. Good dates, good chivalrous dates, Long Island guys.
I didn't even know you were still there. All I saw was a black screen there. Your camera's
I
not
know.
on.
I'm fascinated by history.
All right, that's fine.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
You know, I went to the University of Maryland. So when you say Marion Barry, I don't get how you guys elected him twice.
Okay, Maryland did not.
DC
is a separate entity.
Hospitals open, and young kids got great paying jobs in the arts and sciences and things that they never got to do through his summer programs. He paid those kids decent living wages, and some of those kids during the summer were the main breadwinners of their family.
You lit the political fuse in Elizabeth.
I went to school with Lelania Masters, Marion Barry's stepdaughter. So
Marion Barry was not
family in the history.
How did this get to be a show about Marion Barry today?
It's just that he wasn't all bad. Marion Barry really was
like
not
that. His career was like plus 30. If Marion Barry was on Long Island earning minimum wage from government jobs, he too would wake up one day and go for a walk and be like, and we need this land and we need this land and I'll take this land over here and the road will go this way.
Yeah.
Except for he was black and he probably wouldn't have made it that far.
Let me bring Arthur back to a road.
Back to Long Island?
Back to Long Island and a road in your hometown. I think it's in your hometown because I go through it all the time and I'm always curious about the name of the road. It's Bread and Cheese Hollow Road.
So there's no official.
There's Wineway.
We have a lot of interesting names of roads. Roads gets named in different ways. Historical, they just sort of built over time. There were paths, and they became people referred to them. Oh, go over by that, horse block road. Go over by the horse block
road, right?
And that's how they sort of get names. Bread and Cheese was named after a story. So when Richard Smith was given Smithtown, or the deal for him to get Smithtown was how far around he could ride his bull around the town, and that's how much property he'd get. He woke up in the morning, headed west, went over, made a right up to the water on what is now Bread and Cheese Hollow Road. He stopped halfway up. The popular sandwich of the day of the time, not the sandwich of the day at the deli, but the popular sandwich was a bread and cheese sandwich. He stopped there in a hollow, had his lunch, and that became Bread and Cheese Hollow Road. And that's how that's the legend. There's no official story.
Bread and Cheese Hollow Sammy. I'll take a Bread and Cheese Hollow Sammy, please.
Yeah, he didn't stop at the deli or anything.
Hollow out my baguette.
All right, you open the door to this, and I love this. Where I'm going to go with this because every time I get I've had comedians come here to perform with Governors and some of the other clubs around here. They're not from this part of the country, and I always say we got to get together for an egg sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese, or sausage, egg, and cheese. This is a Long Island staple, right? But how did that become a thing? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea, but it's BEKSPK is that's it. BZSPK. I see it all the time. Every time I do a post about Long Island, someone always writes that in there. I'm like, it's nobody else off. I don't think anybody would know what that meant.
And people make fun of me when
at one point a governor was riding his bull. He turned right, stopped to make an egg and cheese sandwich. No, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, or whatever it is, and that's how it got started.
Yeah,
I don't make these stories up. I just
told
the story.
Woke up late for work, and his loving wife said, "I got you," and put the bacon and the eggs between bread so he could walk out the door for work.
Right. Sure.
And then years later, they started.
That's like, yeah, sure. That's what it was.
And years later, they actually started cooking the egg so it wouldn't be so runny.
See, the thing is,
when chew the shell.
Somebody will clip that And then that
have
will
it
get
under
into like
easy
lore,
keys.
and people will actually believe that that's the.
You know something? I can just do a video on it, and it'll become
Elizabeth Croydon, the misdirecting tour guide.
You mentioned Freeport before. I
Made
played
up history.
I played in the band on the Nautical Mile for about 10 years straight, and the band, even after I left, kept playing there. There's a rich history around, because Guy Lombardo Boulevard is on one side of the canal, and then the Nautical Mile on the other side of the canal. But in my lifetime, just in my lifetime, I've seen that area go from booming entertainment place to dead, to booming entertainment place to dead, and it goes through cycles like that. Have you done anything on the Nautical Mile? Because that's an interesting.
I have not done the Nautical Mile. Guy Lombardo is on my list right now. I actually, we have a massive list of videos, and some scripts are already done, and Guy Lombardo's already is on that list in Freeport. But I have not done the Nautical Mile. I have not done a lot of the Gold Coast mansions. There's a few things up that I haven't really delved into, but it's going to be a whole series, I'm sure, once I start getting into that North Shore of Long Island area.
Yeah. What about the celebrities? Because Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame, it's got like, I'm always surprised when they bring up names that I didn't know that person had a Long Island heritage or a Long Island connection. Have you done a lot of celebrity connections to Long Island?
I haven't, but a lot of them comment on my posts.
Really?
I get I get into like surprising people commenting on my posts. I'm like, well, that's really him. Like, okay. So interesting.
That's because I got to ask you about this though, because you were a businessman, an entrepreneur, then you start doing this stuff. Your friends and family, all of a sudden you're like Mr. Celebrity. You're like everybody. You're connected to celebrities commenting on your posts and all that stuff. Is there some kind of fame coming your way? I mean,
it's
change your life.
It's definitely been it's interesting. I think it's because I'm just a guy. I'm not a 24-year-old YouTuber dancing. You know, that's not what I'm doing, right? And I own a business. Everybody, like half of my videos are about signs, right? They're just videos about, you know, I put up this sign today. You know, that's what we do. And I don't drive many places without the horn honking or people coming up to us in restaurants. I did one with my son. My son was at the shop here. He had a day that he had to come for the school. They had a parent day, and so we did a video on the town of Huntington. And then a week ago, he and I were getting pizza, and some guy comes up to us and recognizes me, and then he goes, "Hey, you were in the video the other day to my 15-year-old son." So it's yeah, he was pretty happy about that. So you get recognized. Great. It's definitely cool. It helps. It's my business. Like people ask me, but I'm like, I don't go anywhere without
being the coolest dad in the neighborhood. That's your business.
I think you've now stepped over the line there. We're definitely got a little bit past where I think I would go.
It kind of reminded me of the story Wolfgang Van Halen talks about when he was with his father at a rock concert, and somebody came up and asked Eddie to could you take a picture of me? Like gave Eddie Van Halen his camera and said, "Take a picture of me and Wolfgang." Like just somebody's dad at that point. Wow.
Yeah, at that point, you're just someone's dad. Exactly what it is.
You must have put up a lot of signs. Is there one that you drive by and you go like, "I did that. That's mine." That you're really proud of, like maybe because it's so difficult to get to, or because
don't do that. Can you read the signs?
I sing that song. I sing that song a lot in my head when I'm seeing stuff. You know something, GD? I got to tell you that I drive all over, and now I've been in this business about 3.5 years, and we're growing pretty quickly, and we've done signs all over Nassau and Suffolk County. And I drive down the road and I see signs, and I'm like, "Oh, we did that." And we drive down main roads, and we'll literally go down roads, and I'm like, "We did that one. We did that pylon. We did that sign." That part's really cool. I enjoy that. All the businesses that we've helped all over, and it's nice to. There's not one specific one. We've done some really, really nice ones. Really all over. A lot of the interior signs I like really do nice interior work. So
I used to have a bucket van, and I had a friend of mine that had a small business, and he used to do signs, and there was one sign he had to put up, but he couldn't get to it with his ladder. It was so awkward. There was no place to put a ladder. So he got, I did it for him because I couldn't put him in my bucket truck for insurance reasons. Yeah. So I did the sign for him. And I mean, that's the only sign I've ever put up. And for like 2 years, I drove by going, I did that sign.
Yeah,
I did that.
It's
like, Dad,
it's nice.
know.
I got to tell you, it's nice. I mean, I drive down streets, me and Rose, and I'm like, we did that one. We did that one. We did that one. We do a lot around Long Island, and it's nice. I like talking to businesses. I like working with small businesses, and it's cool to see all the signs that we put up.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem political, but it is very proactively First Amendment stuff, this signage business.
You want it to be political. Stop it. Stop it.
It's called the Constitution, darn it.
Oh. Has this has it helped your business? Because this is an interesting thing. I think more business people would be inclined to do content marketing, because this is not, you're not really marketing Long Island signs during the thing. You're talking basic history, but I got to think in some way it's making more connections for your business and helping you grow the business. Yes or no?
Absolutely. So I had to about a year and a half ago, I had to start again. So I had to leave the franchise I had been part of because of my social media, and we started again at the very end of 2024. So this business was started with zero. We brought nothing with us and started from scratch. And it's all been social media, 100% social media. People call and they're like, hey, I need a sign. And then, 5 minutes into the conversation about the sign, like, I was watching your video about. And so it's about attention. It's about recognition. And it's super important. And the best part about social media is it's the ultimate screening process, right? There are people, I'm sure, that watch my videos and go, I don't like that guy. I'm not going to call him. But the people who do call recognize me and connect with me, and they're like, I could see that guy doing my sign. And so it's the ultimate screening process. It's really, it's helped us. It's been the whole business. It's not even helped us. It's been the whole business, and that's it.
Well, we definitely would love to see you get some kind of new business out of this. The Long Island Sign Guy.com is in the description, as well as your YouTube channel. I will put the Facebook link to his Facebook page too, because it's just great content. I really appreciate all of it.
I appreciate you guys.
If we can, before we say goodbye, I want to because Long Island started, most people don't know, as a duck farming community.
What?
Ducks and potatoes.
Yeah, I was curious about this. All right, let's get to it.
Ducks and potatoes were what we were known for. Now we're known for pizza and egg sandwiches. Is there any connection? Is there still like any kind of thriving?
Are you asking me if there's any connection from the ducks to the egg sandwiches?
Yeah, well, ducks and egg sandwiches to pizza and bagels. And
I think we have our part. It's funny is that I did a recent video about it, but pizza and bagels, Long Islanders will. Even the worst pizza here, Long Island would rather have the worst pizza on Long Island than anywhere else in the country. We're just determined that no matter what, the worst pizza here is better than any place else, and the same for bagels.
Oh,
it's just the way we are here.
You could really hurt yourself with that, because I did. I bragged about our pizza for so long.
I didn't say that it's true. I just said that
I know.
Long Islanders in general feel that way about their bagels and their pizza.
I bragged about how great our pizza was, and there's no pizza like New York pizza, and Chicago doesn't know pizza, and LA doesn't, and all these places don't know pizza. Friend came from the UK, and we were in Manhattan, and we stopped, and it was the worst pizza anywhere. I was like, how did I set myself up for this? I should have brought him out to like the South Shore of Long Island or something. Anyway,
that Manhattan pizza's bad.
Yeah.
That's usually because it's from yesterday and the day before.
And the monuments, the Big Duck, right? Have you been to the Big Duck?
We did the Big Duck. We did the Jones Beach water towers. The Robert Moses water towers those are active water towers, or one of them is an active water tower. The Big Duck was actually because of all the duck farms. The guy had a duck and sold eggs and built this monument, built this Big Duck, and it's been moved around since. But it was a promotional tactic. It's the same thing as the Big Chief at the Riverhead Raceway. They were promotional things
Right.
that has sort of became part of the community. The Big Duck wasn't where it is right now. It's in Flanders right now. I think it was originally up in Riverhead. But it was the Big Duck waddled its way down to Flanders to the side of the road. It's now.
Any of you Long Island guys want to handle this question from New Zealand?
What is the question?
What is a bagel?
What is a bagel?
Bagel. That's because he doesn't know. He doesn't know bagel how it's spelled. So
they don't have bagels in New Zealand.
A bagel is like a donut, but it's made out of bread.
Oh,
and you can either boil a bagel or fry it, right?
I think you're supposed to boil it and then fry it. I believe is the correct.
Thank you.
There's a whole thing about how you're supposed to do it. You like boil
it first,
and then you fry it.
Yeah, boil it first.
They
It's
sell
a bagel.
donut
You cut
holes.
it in half and you put cream cheese on it, or you put eggs on it, or you put whatever you want on
Lox.
They sell donut holes, but they don't sell bagel holes. You never see a place that just sells the holes of a bagel. But you do see donut holes being sold. I don't know. It's very weird. You would think it's like a donut
found
made out
a
of
new
bread.
niche. That's money in the bank. Bagel holes.
Bagel. I know. I'm gonna
bagel hush puppies.
Matt's bagel holes.
Make hush puppies out of bagels.
Business starting up today. Franchise it out.
You put a little bit of egg in it. You put a little cheese in it. A little piece of bacon. You make it's like a one shot.
I'm hungry.
Just take a bite of the
Let's eat. Let's brunch.
And last thing before I let you go here, ideas like I'm throwing stuff at you that I would love to see, but do you have a plan for like 6 months in advance, or you just kind of on a whim, like today I'm thinking about this, I'll go out and do this?
No. We're a little bit more scripted than that. That's how we started. Now I still have a sign company to run, so I still have work to do, other work to do. But no, we script them out. A lot of them, most of the stuff now comes from people recommending things, coming up with ideas, saying, "Hey, you should check this out." Stuff I didn't know, and stuff you really know, like the stuff about Northport. Like people right there know it, but it's interesting to everybody in the area. So I script them out. We'll film. I film some when we're driving around. I'm going to be out there. I know I have a script in Freeport, and so we'll just pull over and do the script in Freeport. But it's usually pretty planned out.
I'm gonna because I do have some people on my mailing list and I call them acquaintances, email acquaintances, celebrities. Steve Guttenberg, who was starring 3 Men and a Baby. Remember that movie? Tom Selleck and he's a Massapequa guy, and he's big on Carvel and All American Burger and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna put it. Get some of these celebrities to follow you and keep promoting your work. I think.
Well, so I did a video. I did the one with my son as sort of two of us, and then I did one with Jeff Banson from Island Wide Weather. He's on the Island Wide Weather, and we did one about the '78 blizzard, and we're going to do another one because the '78 blizzard just got taken out by the one 2 weeks ago. Like a month after we did the one in the '78 blizzard, it just got completely crushed by this one 2 weeks ago. So I always look for like people to do. I would love to do one with Steve Guttenberg. I follow him on social media, and I've asked a few people to do them with me. I don't like doing a lot of them, but I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
ask Steve if he'll do one on Massapequa with me.
Yeah, when you talk to Steve, see if he'll sign one of his Bibles for you.
What?
I don't know.
What?
A Gutenberg Bible. Surely you know about the Gutenberg Bible.
I don't know anything about it. Gutenberg. How could a I'm sorry. I
think that's the printing press, though.
Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you being here, man. I am a big fan. You made a big fan of me, and anytime I see one of you,
Ocean Parkway,
content, I have to stop.
I did Ocean Parkway. It's the most beautiful 15 miles of road on Long Island.
I'm totally watching all your videos before my first trip.
Thank you.
There's so much. Again, I mean, we're throwing all sorts of things out there, but there's so much that you could do with the Long Island Railroad, the Vanderbilt Parkway, the history of all that, the racing and all that kind of stuff that went on there. There's just so much that it's got to be fun.
It is fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. I will tell you, it's definitely fun to do the videos. It's interesting. So it's definitely interesting to do them.
Well, if and when you do the Tesla thing, it's right in my backyard, literally right in my
I'm going to do
backyard.
the Tesla thing. It's on the list. The script hasn't been written for it, but it's on the list.
All right. Well, please, just let me know. I just come and watch. I don't even have to be a part of it. I just to know that you're in the area, and I will film you doing it so I can use it on this show. Look,
the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. You're done.
A whole documentary on the Long Island Sign Guy's historical. What's the name of this here? Is it just Long Island Sign Guy? There's no...
my sign company is Signs of Long Island, but my social media is Long Island Sign Guy.
Well, we appreciate you being here. You've been a very fun guest, and I encourage people to follow you, even if you're not from Long Island. Follow them and learn something about where I'm from. So, there you go.
I appreciate that.
Yay!
Guys.
Have a great day, Arthur, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love to your family.
Now, why are you still in the black? You don't want? Are you naked?
Because she's making money.
Am I? Look, it's
black.
showing me my face, so I don't know why it's not broadcasting to you.
All right.
Maybe it's because I was too quiet. He's a fascinating guy.
You're never too quiet. You've never been too quiet. Never, ever.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Heavy Kev, are you inspired to do I don't know, historical? There's no history in New Zealand. The English came there, they dropped off a bunch of prisoners and ran away, right?
I think that's Australia.
Oh, so what is New Zealand? Isn't that the same? Different?
No, I think New Zealand is where the guards stayed, so they could, keep an eye on Australia. The good people went to New Zealand.
I'm not an expert on New Zealand history. Were you asking me?
No, we're talking to
I
Kevin.
partied with Kiwis in New Orleans, and the acronym of Kiwi turns out to be much more poetic than I ever thought. What is it? GD Kings Island.
What is she talking about? Is she drunk? Is she drunk?
Inspiration.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm talking about Kiwi. What Kiwi stands for?
Kiwi is nights without underwear.
Nights without satin.
Nights without.
Never meaning to chafe.
No, nights in white.
Metal is heavy.
I don't know what was it in Kiwi stand for. I don't.
It's a fruit. My waist.
Yeah. So. Oh, what is going on over there? I don't want to watch that. The manifestation thing, Elizabeth, you weren't here for my little rant about the manifestation thing. I have a black cloud over me, and I'm thinking. You don't know about Willie, but before you were associated with this program, there was a guy on here. One will see. We just call him Willie, Dopey Willie, and he said, "Oh, he was a big manifestation guy. The secret, all you have
manifest
to do
destiny."
No, manifestation. All you have to do is think good things, and you think your way to prosperity.
Yes.
And he said to me, "You ever consider that maybe the reason all these bad things are happening?" And at the time, no bad things were happening to me. I ever consider the reason all these bad things are happening to you because your mindset, because you don't believe. And I poo-pooed that. But lately, some bad things have been happening to me, and I started thinking about maybe Willie wasn't that dumb at all, and now GD probably just genuflected to hear me saying Willie isn't that dumb. Go ahead. What you?
The Chinese culture has lasted thousands and thousands of years, and they have a great tradition of longevity. And one of the exercises used in Falun Dafa, which is actually banned because they call for the in the midst of this peaceful exercise, they call for the dismantling of the Chinese Communist government. So all of the exercises are banned, but they do this exercise to clear the auric field, if you will, or as science calls it, the electromagnetic field. Your natural EMF, sans the cell phone, and you hold your hands over your ears, and then you bring it a little bit away.
Wait, EMS, isn't that the thing my wife gets once a month?
No, it's PMS.
Oh,
not
okay.
EMF.
All right, sorry.
It was cute. And I remembered all the jokes recently about pink lemonade from 7th grade.
Oh, that wasn't.
But I'm sitting here listening to my own energy, and I'm removing those memories because is that between me and my ears? No, that's a sphere of memories. So I'm focused on feeling my hand from outside my ear.
I
And
think
I
it's called
keep moving my
tinnitus.
hand farther and farther away to expand the clean energy field. And then
Oh, you're scaring me now with this Willie talk.
Oh,
But let me just say,
go get a poetry book on quantum physics if you want to be scared.
Well, I just want to say that if manifestation worked, then the Communist Party wouldn't still be in China. But it doesn't work.
I don't know, because everybody's manifesting, right? So it becomes a war of manifestation, right? There's some
battling
jerk
manifests?
off out there who
Oh.
only gets an erection when a nuclear missile is fired by him, and his whole thing is to manifest a war to bring about Armageddon.
This
and
is-
his idea of what the fighting Jesus is, which is clearly the false Jesus.
This
and
is the
someone else
business
is fighting
edition,
to
not the
manifest a Cher
political edition.
concert.
You guys
What?
in your politics, you just hate it. You hate the listeners, don't you? You political people, you just hate them. They tune in for business this morning. They want to hear about sign guys. You know, when we didn't really learn that much about the sign business.
Oh, the sign of the cross doesn't mean anything to anyone? Excuse
It does.
me.
It's
am
a
I
great
the only
band.
Catholic
It's a
here?
great song by Bob Dylan and the band, The Sign of the Cross. I can't read. Oh, thanks, Arthur.
You know, in quantum physics, scientists have shown that certain things only happen if you acknowledge them. Otherwise,
Right.
they don't
Fryman is
happen.
big on that. Fryman is big on that.
So there you go. That is a principle of manifestation. But,
is it?
You know,
I thought it was just like noticing, like more so than manifesting. It's like Schrodinger's cat. You're not making the cat live or dead. You're just observing whether the cat is live or dead.
well, you have to observe that what you want is a possibility in order to manifest it.
That's impossible.
Just
Checkmate.
take a Cadillac up
Checkmate.
your nose, it's
I
so
win.
impossible.
I get you around the chest. All right. No, this Jim McDonough, you're gonna join us for that. That's next Thursday, right?
Oh, I'm excited. When is Jim coming on?
Next Thursday. I just said, did I just say next Thursday? I think my lips just said next Thursday.
I was busy thinking about the next thing to say to be amusing and charming on your show. Kiki, you look very lovely today.
Kiwi is just a noise our native bird makes. Bringing me right back to Feynman again.
I love kiwi birds. They're so cute.
You know, I'm fascinated with this Richard Feynman person. I can't believe it took me this long to really learn about him and his history. But there's a lot about him where he was outperforming guys. He had a 125 IQ, which is not genius, but he was outperforming guys in the Manhattan Project and a whole bunch of things, and winning the Nobel Peace Prize against guys who had 160, 170, 180 IQs because of his reluctance to learn in the way that institutions
Yes.
And
yes, a lot of conversations regarding that.
Right. So Kev's Kiwi, the native bird, which I was going to ask him the name of the bird, but one of the stories about Feynman is he's a Long Islander. Feynman.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, from Far Rockaway. When he was like 9 years old, walking through the woods of, now this is hard to believe because Far Rockaway doesn't have any woods anymore, but walking through the woods with his father in Far Rockaway, his father said, "You see that bird over there?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "You could know the name of it in every language on earth, but knowing the name of it doesn't teach you anything about the bird. It teaches you about the people and what they call the bird." to know about the bird, you have to observe the bird, and that kind of
And then
message,
bird is the word.
right? But that kind of message drove his unique learning style throughout his career. Is the labels don't matter, and a lot of these MIT geniuses, Harvard geniuses, they know the labels of everything, but they don't
Right.
take the time to observe it and really know how it works. So you don't really know anything. You just know the name of it. You know the labels. You know the equations, but you don't know why you haven't
Hate to
taken time
say
to observe.
this and make it political, but a lot of people call that, colonial thought versus anti-colonist, anti-colonial thought.
So, how's that?
But
How's
But
that
it also
relative?
gets into right brain, left brain analysis and being.
Right. All right. So I was gonna ask Heavy Kev what the name of his native bird was, but then I realized it doesn't matter. That's just a label. I still won't know anything about the bird. I know the bird makes a noise. It sounds like kiwi. Right. That's what I know about the bird. What does it look like? Where is it? A forest bird? Is it a bird that comes in the yard? I'd love to see. I know
remember the
nothing
kiwi
about.
being light on its feet, right?
Speaking of things I know nothing about other than the label, New Zealand. New Zealand. I have no idea what life is
I
like.
really want to go to New Zealand. I would love to see New Zealand. I had a great time with every New Zealander that's ever come to the States.
Well, you're in luck. We're gonna spin the wheel for a free trip to New Zealand, round trip to New Zealand. Of course,
please.
it doesn't include airfare or hotel.
Okay. All right.
What does it include?
So what am I swimming?
Yeah. It's a free trip.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
There you go. Make my arms strong.
Do you have
I'll finally get those abs I want.
Do you have a lawn?
Do I have a lawn?
Yes.
We have a small lawn at my family's home. Yeah.
Not everybody has a lawn. That's not just a bizarre question. Do you have a lawn?
No, it's not a bizarre question. I just wanted to make certain you were asking me that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think our next guest is going to show up. I think I just got an email.
Oh, that's sad. I wanted to run him for office. He seems really nifty.
No. That was the sign guy that you wanted to run
was that
for
the
office.
sign guy who was ranting?
Yes.
Oh, I love the sign guy and his road rules and waking people up about not interrupting funerals. These young whippersnappers these days. What are you doing weaving in and out of funerals?
Yeah, maybe they don't realize, listen, when you're young, you're not thinking, oh, this is a funeral. You're like, what the hell is everybody driving so slow for? And then by the time you realize, oh, shit, that was a funeral, I've been very disrespectful. So Brian Clayton, who was supposed to be here, I just see he has rescheduled for next week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Well, he's coming.
Yeah. Fine. He was a guy who he's made millions of dollars just by telling people how to find a lawn guy in their neighborhood. To me, that's an easy job. I love to make millions of dollars. You need a lawn guy? Hold on. Okay, I go to this guy.
Get off my grass.
Right. I mean, that's not exactly. You're not doing any work yourself. You're just giving them a phone number or a contact.
Genius.
I want to be that. I want to be able to. I want to manifest millions of dollars by giving out phone numbers. Can I do that?
I love it.
All right. So what are we going to talk about since we can't?
867-5309.
Jenny, I got your number.
I got your number on the wall.
Right. Go to Long Island sign guy. That's all we got today. Unfortunately.
Great.
Yeah. What do you got? You got nothing.
I'm working on
bring
my
something to the table. What's going on with your movie?
What's up with my movie?
Yes.
I'm working on the screenplay. A very interesting production team is coming together that I feel is the most solid foundation of of folks that I've ever worked with. Everyone has won awards. I don't want to give any names away.
So you got G.D. Fenderson with the.
Actually, I'm working with Keith Ward on his.
GD could gladly be in this movie, but there's actually a part for GD that I literally wrote for him in another movie called The High Slice, which is my version of Animal House, except it's Animal House for smart people. It takes place in GW, George Washington University campus. So the wealthiest college in the country. And instead of fraternities being the established old money and the working class fraternity, it is the study of ancient rocks versus pharmacochemistry.
Wow.
And Dr. Alice Fern sends out a bunch of vets to achieve the 3 fossilized cannabis strains prophesied to bring about peace in the Bible. Meanwhile,
hold that thought. I have an emergency. I want to hear about the cannabis strains, but you guys, I'd like to talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Not cannabis.
You wait till I have nuts in my mouth to put me on this talk? Damn it! Go ahead, Liz. I'm chewing. You can talk, Liz. Really? Nobody wants to talk now. I got nuts in my mouth. Okay, sorry. I didn't know this was coming up. I didn't even know. Here we go. Check out this CD by Crack the Sky. This new Crack the CD is called Blessed. 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 Check it out. And check out John Palumbo's new book when it comes out, Swimming the Cleveland Ocean, with a foreword written by yours truly. And if you're so inclined to go to Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Wealthy Theater, April 4th, I'll be there performing. I'll be headlining with the show we call Spotlight on Insanity, hosted by Half Baked Improv Group, and featuring Beefman and Krista Wright. And that's on April 4th. And we're streaming it live on plausible.com. There.
That's exactly how I feel.
Okay. Now the nuts are gone. Thank you. I wasn't expecting to talk. I had nuts in my mouth. So I have no idea what Matt is doing.
If you're actually saying something, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm talking.
You know. I thought we were mouthing and pretending to talk, and we may still be. But I've broken the fourth wall in case you are actually saying something.
I am talking. I can hear you. I can hear you. Somebody in the chat room, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I can hear me.
We're gonna wait for Matt to come back and give us
no
sound.
that would be bad radio if we waited for Matt.
Don't wait for Matt.
No, she says she can't hear me, but I can hear her.
I can't hear you.
Are we all just gonna? Can anyone hear me? I can't hear either of you.
Well, go out and come back in then. How about that? Oh, she can't hear me.
I'll just sit here and pretend to hear you.
No. How do we private chat her to go out and come back in?
Can you hear me, Matt?
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, because you said you couldn't hear either of us.
But why would I even think to say that if I didn't hear you saying that? Or you just popped in and said I can't hear either one of us.
But I didn't know which one of us. I didn't know which one of us you could hear.
I can't hear you.
Okay, well now I know you can hear me.
Wait, did you just say something?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna private chat.
Matt, what you just so you know, I had nuts in my mouth when you put me up there to talk. I had food in my mouth. I couldn't talk, and then Elizabeth wouldn't talk, but she wouldn't talk. I couldn't get her to talk.
Does anybody in the chat room, did they miss anything with that? First of all, whose nuts did you have in your mouth? Was it Lindsey
Mine,
Graham?
my own.
What's with your crackling, you crackling Rosie? Oh, now she just muted her mic, and she's out again.
When I was in California, I needed snacks for the airplane, and so I stopped at Trader Joe's because that was within walking distance of where I was staying.
He's a trader,
and so I got these truffle Marcona almonds.
Oh,
now I misread it, and I really thought it was truffle macadamian. Almonds.
Right. I like macadamia nuts. Yeah.
I love macadamia nuts. And so I thought that's what I thought I was getting. And it wasn't until after I paid for it, took it back and opened it and went, I read it 3 or 4 times and never saw the word Marcona. I saw the word macadamia every single time.
And there's all in between, there's a transitional word in between mac or whatever and macadamia.
Yes.
Oh, Macarena. I'm sorry. She keeps coming in and out like
yeah. So these were the nuts I had in my mouth.
All right. I was just trying to segue into Lindsey Graham. Why? Lindsey Graham.
You know how many men have segued into Lindsey Graham?
Well, yesterday I saw on 3 different sites breaking news: Lindsey Graham accused is the word, or allegedly hired gay sex workers. And it's like, how is that breaking news? Isn't that like that Lincoln was shot?
Yeah, that would be like saying boil a bagel first. It's like almost everybody knows that.
Wait, what's a bagel?
Yeah, it's an indigenous fruit grown in New Zealand.
It's a bird, you mean, right?
No, it's a fruit. It's an indigenous fruit grown in New Zealand. They have bagel trees down there.
Oh. But Lindsey Graham, how is that breaking? And 3 different sites had it. It wasn't just like one guy saying breaking news, like you just heard about it. Like 3 different places, I'm seeing Lindsey Graham accused of, and now it's not in the news anywhere. It's like somebody just ran with that, and somehow it ended up on 3 different social media sites like it was breaking news. It's not breaking news. It's like 10-year-old news, and more than that. Lady G, have you? I don't know. It's just frustrating as hell with this whole world we live in. Elizabeth is gone now, but yesterday she DM'd me on Facebook that she was loving Tom Tillis. Did you catch any of this? Because Tom Tillis is a Republican, then it really to hear Elizabeth say that, like, what's going on? And then I had to go look for it, and then I saw some clips of the testimony. Did you see any of that stuff? Christy Noem.
Which testimony? You mean with Noem, Christy Noem?
Yeah, Christy Noem. He was basically he was calling for her to resign, and he was really yelling at her like, "You're just a failure. You need to resign. If you don't get this done by such and such date, I'm gonna bring elves." Like, wow, good for him, first of all, but
I don't think that's the first time that he's had that kind of bluster. I think if I remember correctly, some of these people that he voted for, he said to them, "Look, I'm trusting you guys that you're not going to be like the dicks that we're expecting you to be, but if you, so I'm going to vote for you, but if you cross me, I'm going to be really mad." And it's like, no, don't vote for them then. Just, so I think he's like more embarrassed by the fact that he voted for some of these people with based on things that they said to him in private. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'll be my own person. But of course I can't say that out there because I won't get the job, blah, blah, blah. And then they turn out to be exactly the bad people that he suspected they were, but he didn't trust his gut or his bowels.
Yeah.
Trust your gut again.
Bottom line, is he a good guy or nah?
No, he's not a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy right now. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? It would be like if you had a murderer, and all of a sudden the murderer for some reason is kind of kittens, and so you see him rescue a kitten, but that's the only thing those people see.
Right.
The murderer's driving through town.
Oh, guy. Yeah.
Right. The murderer drives through town. He saves the kitten. So in that town, the murderer is a hero, but in the next town, he's going to be a murderer again because they know he's killing people.
Right. Second bottom line is Christine Garner, or is she gonna? She's not going anywhere, right?
No, she's still. First of all, Trump picked her for a reason, okay? Because she's a yes person. She bends to his will, okay? And he likes the way she looks on camera. That's how Trump picks people. He likes the way they look on camera, or he likes the way they come across on television, and they bend to his will. That's how he picks people. That's it. And as long as she's doing those two things, he's not going to get rid of her until it costs him something.
Yeah, I have to. Elizabeth just texted me on Facebook. I have to kind of type my one finger response to her. But yeah, but aren't there? Doesn't he have a lot of yes men, or maybe not so much anymore? It seems
if you're in the Trump administration, you're a yes person.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot; it's all.
No, but even if you get rid of one from the administration, aren't there plenty more to choose?
Yeah, but not in that job, in that role. He'd need another yes person in that role.
I think it's maybe this is just look at me being optimistic. I think the tides are changing. I'm seeing less and less. I'm seeing people jump off the MAGA train and the Trump train. One stat that I heard the other day: his approval rating now is less than it was in the last month for Nixon in the Vietnam War. So I think Nixon's was 29% in the last month of the Vietnam War. I think Trump's approval rating is like 27%. It's less than the final days of the Vietnam War.
But that's overall. That's overall.
Right.
He doesn't care. That's when you filter in the people he doesn't give a shit about, like Democrats and independents that didn't vote for him. He only cares about himself and his quote MAGA base.
Right.
I think he's still at 80% or 85% with the MAGA base.
Yeah.
Because the ones that turned against him are turned against him because of the Epstein files, not because he's fucking run the country into the ground.
Well, some of them, but the Iraq War is Iran War. I'm sorry, Iraq.
Yeah, but a lot of them some of them are readjusting their wording. They say, yeah, it's about time that somebody strong has dealt with Iran because nobody else has dealt with Iran like this.
Some of them are doing that. Definitely, the neocons are definitely doing that. But they're like they're not as influential as they like to believe they are. But they do have some sway with the young bro crowd, the bro comedian sphere. The Rogan's Dave Smith actually came out and said, "I was wrong. Kamala Harris would have made a much better president than this guy. He lied to us about everything. Like, it only took you 10 years to figure out that he's fucking full of shit. But to hear him actually, because they've been hedging their bets, like, oh, I'm disappointed in him. But now he's come out and full on said, yeah, we would have been better with Joe Biden, even in full stages of on whatever stage of colon cancer he has, or prostate cancer and dementia, would have been a better president. That's a lot for Dave Smith to kind of admit that and swallow his pride and say, I was wrong. He's not necessarily contrite about it, but he's kind of actually a little aggressive about it. Yeah, I was wrong. So what? So voting doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, it does matter.
No, it fucking matters a lot.
Yeah, but at least they are, and like Nick Fuentes, Nazi Nick, is saying, I'm voting Democrat. He's telling all the gropers, I'm voting Democrat. You should vote Democrat in this next election too. We got to get rid of it. We have to destroy the Republican Party. Now, his intent is to get somebody worse than Trump, like more. But still, I mean, he's saying he's off that Trump train and saying this. He's not for the Iran thing. And they're coming out with the Charlie Kirk thing, talking about specifically about how Iran is not a country we should be bombing. There's too many different cultures within that country, and it's bigger than we thought, and all that stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of people, because of the Iran war, not just the Epstein files. And then
I remember being pissed off at the Taliban, not because of their politics. I didn't give a shit about the politics.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was pissed off at the Taliban because they were destroying historical features, like buildings and artwork and stuff, that culture. They were destroying culture. And that really pissed me off because in some cases, and I'm not saying that all art is valuable, but like some art is like historical, that maybe religious monuments, or maybe the place where the Buddha sat. I don't know, but they're destroying shit that means things and have historical significance, all because it doesn't jive with their Islamic State beliefs. And now Trump is doing the same fucking thing. Trump is like the American Taliban. He's trying to rewrite history because it doesn't align with his inferior, insecure idea of what America used to be or was or some shit like that. He's annoying as fuck.
Yeah. A couple of things I want to, because Marco Rubio has got a Hillary Clinton Benghazi thing going on, in that he was asked about they're bombing embassies, and people asked him straightforward, was there any plan to evacuate these American embassies? He said, well, this is what we're trying to do right now. It's a little late now, right? We should have thought of it. So I don't know if it's going to result in the same thing. Like, obviously, the Democrats have no gonads for doing this, but dragging him in front of Congress and making him testify for 13 hours. How are you getting Americans killed over there because you failed to plan for this? Did nobody consult with you and say, empty the embassies before the thing? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now, this is how stupid Trump and his Defense Department think people are. And in some regards, the people have proven them right. They didn't want to evacuate the embassies because they didn't want to tip their hand that they were going to attack. They didn't tell the people, the citizens, U.S. citizens, to get out because they didn't want to tip their hand. They didn't want to tell 535 members of the Congress what they were doing because they didn't want to tip their hand. Meanwhile, everybody sees the fucking ships being brought in to the coast of Iran, and it's being reported on. The USS Gerald Ford is pulling into the Straits of Hormuz.
Right.
The USS Condoleezza Rice is being pulled into the whatever ship names they have.
Yeah.
And that's being reported all the time. Iran sees these ships piling up out there. Iran is negotiating. Iran, the day before the attack, one of the spokespeople for the Iranian government came out and said, we had a very productive meeting. And I'm looking forward to, us and a peaceful resolution. And the next day, Trump has them bombed.
Wasn't the USS Clarence Thomas pulling into the Anita Hill?
He was trying to pull into the Straits of Anita Hill, yes.
Yeah.
But she shut that shit down.
I don't know. Nobody believed it. Well, it's not
that nobody believed her. They
not enough people believe. Not enough people believed it. Yeah.
And that's one of one of Biden's failing points. That and because I think Biden was. I'm just saying that, and when Biden supported the bankruptcy bill, those like two huge fuck ups on his part.
All right, you want to hear my black cloud stories? The black cloud that's following me. It's not. This is my own doing. About when I put that Kramer online. It was I put it on for like $150, and then everybody's saying, you get 1,000, you get 1,100, you get 1,200 for that. I did it again.
You saw it online being sold for 3,000?
No, but I did it again. I have my Fender Strat. It's in really nice condition. A white Fender Strat. I listed it too low, and I even. At the time, I was putting it on there. It's like, it's worth more than that. Why are you putting it so low? And
why? Okay, if you had that, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish your thought. But if you had that thought that you're selling it too low, why did you follow through with that? Why?
You're right.
Why did you,
because I'm weak and insecure, and I wanted it to go fast. I didn't want to have to haggle with people, and so I put in the thing, no haggling. Like, this is the rock bottom price. Don't try to talk me down from this. It's only $250, which, people were like, "Oh yeah, I want that $250." Oh yeah, and I looked it up, and people were getting $1,500. And then, so one guy said, I want it. I'll come pick it up right now. And then another guy, I can come tonight. And I got so many of them going on, and I'm like, how do I, navigate between all of them? First come, first serve. And then the guy who first come, first serve, I had him come, and he was trying to talk me down. I said, "Wait the fuck out of here!"
Okay, I'm gonna make a slight suggestion for you, and
Don't
I'm
sell
not,
anything ever again. That's it,
no,
right?
no,
Oh.
I don't care if you sell things or not sell, but there is a place I can't remember. It's like bid something. You can put things like auction something, and it's pretty much out of your hands. They do all the work, and they probably take a commission or a cut or something like that. Let them do all the work. Get the best price because people will be bidding for it. Let's say it sells for 1,400, you'll probably wind up with 1,000 because I don't know what their cut is. But the people who do it, their website does the building. They filled all the calls. They make sure that the people have the money.
Didn't eBay start that way? I don't know if it still is that way, but it's like
that's how eBay started. Yeah. So one of those sites, just put it up there and let them deal with this shit. All you gotta do is pack it up and send it to wherever they tell you to send it when you get the money. That's it.
Yeah, and I don't. That's another part of I don't. People asking me, can I ship it? I'm like, come on, that's work. If I want,
then this is what you do. Because I know if you're not big on shipping, drive to Jackie's house. Ask Jackie to ship it. Jackie loves to ship shit.
He does. He loves.
He gets off on shipping shit. As a matter of fact, his wife says, "You want to have sex?" He goes, "Wait a minute, let's do foreplay. I'm going to go ship something. Yeah, and I'll be right back." And then we can have sex.
Jackie, who now?
Did you get Jackie Martling? Did you get the reference? Did you get the reference I wrote for the Reverend for you, just for you on Sunday?
I forget what it was, but what was it? Do you remember? Okay.
The Reverend says before the opening prayers, he says, "I have a slight distraction." No, I'm a slight whatever it is. We pivoted away from the politics so that we could be a distraction away from all the politics. But sometimes you have to not bury your head in the fucking hand.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. But it says, we're going to talk about this. And then he says, but first you bangy bangy. And then that was for you,
Yeah. Oh well, I appreciate that.
Just for you, because nobody else knows how I mess up that. Because I don't even know the right term, but you know what I'm talking about when I say you bangy bangy.
Yeah. I think I made a reel out of that. I don't know.
Yeah, but not to that point. It never gets to that part.
It cut off that part?
Yeah, it never gets to that part.
Son of a bitch.
And it cut something in the middle. It cut something in the middle to make it shorter, but it never made it to the end. And it's like, I wrote that just for you because even the Reverend's going like, I don't get it. Nobody's going to get what's you bangy bangy. And so I had to explain the joke to the Reverend. He goes, that's pretty fucking funny. And so it's just for you and nothing.
I appreciate that. No, I think you don't hear it, but I'm here and I laugh in the background there.
Well, I can't hear because I'm listening to the Reverend. So when he fucks up my words, I can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I said, that's not what I wrote. And stop improvising. I'm giving you a script. Why do you keep improvising?
Yeah.
This morning, just so you know, this morning, I didn't finish the news last night. And I came this close to sending you a text saying, "Man, I'm not going to finish the news because I woke up at 7:30 and I hadn't done it." I did this at 7:30 this morning. I was like, "Fuck!" I mean, the election stuff. I just pulled that out of my ass because I watched as much as I could, and everything was unresolved last night. Not everything. I mean, like some races are still too close to call, and then I didn't want to spend the time breaking down every race. And I'm like, I don't have enough time to research this to find out who won and who didn't. And so that just came straight out of my ass. I wrote it, and the Reverend pulled it off. He was.
You know what? I'm just looking at. I think on Facebook you shared tomorrow's show as today.
Yes, I did. That's how panicked I was. I woke up so late, and the thing is that I went to YouTube, and it said it said coming up. It said coming up because I hit subscribers. Right, went to your subscribers, and they fed me that. And I'm like, I don't remember Matt saying that this. I thought we had two people on. Maybe one canceled. And so I do it, and then I go to log in, because I did that from the bathroom, and then I come into to my computer, and I learned something different.
Yeah. Yesterday at the end of the show, I thought I had screwed up on the guests that were today. And then I looked, oh yes, tomorrow's Wednesday. I was looking at my 8 o'clock show. And then the second guest today had already rescheduled, but I didn't get a notification about it till this morning. So it had me all confused yesterday. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And I was trying to reschedule shows, and this is a mess.
Oh, I fucked up. I mean, I fed, like this morning, I fed the cat, made my wife's coffee. My wife got up, and my cat must have been just starving, and she must have eaten all of her food. And she doesn't usually do that. She usually just licks the gravy, then goes back to eat the rest of the food. But she wolfed it all down. So my wife thought I made the coffee and didn't feed the cat, so she fed the cat again. And so this morning was just such I was, like I said, I don't panic often. I'm not a panicker. I get that rushing feeling. That's okay. I got to figure out. I got to do this in some kind of order. I got to make sense of it because I can't do everything in the order in which I would do it. So let me get the news done first, because nobody on the radio can smell my breath. If I don't brush my teeth, nobody's going to know. So I do the news first, then I go brush my teeth, which is totally different because I feel like I can talk better if my breath smells better. Yeah, it's like I sound better if my breath smells better. Maybe that's just to me. It's like, oh God, I can't. Oh, look at my mic. Oh my God, my mic.
Have you heard of Richard Sparks? Because apparently he's famous in the UK. I don't really know of him, and that's a terrible thing to say about our guest tomorrow.
Wasn't he the lead singer for the band The Sparks? Wasn't that him?
No, he's a comedian
comedy writer from the
comedian
UK.
turned author.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I feel like I should know him, and it's kind of weird. TV comedy writer, lyricist.
I may have to pilfer him for my other show.
What is a libertist?
I saw that. I think it's probably someone that livers on the side.
Libertist. I don't know.
Can you spell it for me? I can look it up.
Libertist, libertist, like libertarian, but libertist. That's what I thought
it was.
Yeah, maybe in England they kind of, or in Britain they kind of.
Well, first thing it did was it corrected my spelling. I wrote libertist, and it says, you mean librettist with the BRE and not no, and that's the writer of libretto. Okay, libertist. Okay, yeah, meanings, etymology. Here it is.
I'm not sure if he's also an opera guy, because there's a Richard Sparks who is known for a libertist opera, and I was like, that's funny. There's that word again, but it doesn't look like him. Yeah, the picture doesn't look like him.
That's spelled different.
Oh,
that's librettist, BRE, and that's another thing is BER.
So weird. And it doesn't look like him anyways, but it had me confused there. Like, is this the opera guy, or is this a comedy guy? Is he a sci-fi author? What the hell am I dealing with here? And the guests, they never put in any.
It doesn't show up as a word.
That's weird. Well, we'll have to.
I'm gonna put it in quotes and see if that makes a difference.
What is Kev talking about here? Did I miss something? Not everyone has to be a raving lunatic. It is enough for people to remain indifferent. Indifferent to what? Birds? I don't know.
Okay, it's an advocate or supporter of libertarian principles.
Okay.
That's what I thought. I thought it was related to libertarianism.
It's probably different. It probably has a different meaning in the UK than it does. Because here, it really has no meaning. It depends on each one. Each libertarian defines their beliefs in a different way. If you talk to one, some don't want any government at all. Some just want local government. Some a federal government on certain level. Like, what the fuck do you want? What do you want?
Do you remember the first time you encountered somebody trying to talk to you from the Libertarian Party?
Not from the Libertarian Party, but somebody who I remember the first person who told me they were a libertarian, and what struck me was you sound just like a very far right wing guy. It doesn't sound like you should just call yourself a fascist. I don't know, but no, I don't remember the first one who. I don't even remember really when I first realized there was a party. of libertarianism. There was like a Libertarian Party primary, and I was like, "What? What is this?"
Right. Yeah.
Who was it? Wasn't it was years ago? It was
It was years and years ago. I was outside of a post office, and they were taking signatures to try to get them.
You know, we should start our own party, the No Party Party.
Actually, again, this is when did Clinton run? When Bush was still in office, Bush won. I'm sorry, the one that came before Clinton, Bush won.
Yeah,
I started writing a book because I wanted to run for president. I was so pissed off that I started getting things together so I could run for president. I knew I could never be a Democratic. I believed I could never be a Democratic nominee, so I was going to start my own party, and the party was called the UPP, United People's Party, and my motto was to uplift America, and I had the hands, multicolored hands and stuff under the up and the lift and the whole bit. And then Clinton ran and won, and I felt hopeful for the country, but so I still felt like I was going to run. But after this Clinton second term, I decided I wasn't going to run for president anymore, but I was going to still write about it. And so I wrote about I took my policies and stuff and created a character. Yeah, and the book was called The Darkest Horse. I never finished the book, but it's called The Darkest Horse because the dark horse is a long shot. And so the darkest horse is the longest of the long shots. And it was about the first African-American president who got elected in 2008, and he was half black and half white. He was mulatto. Now, the difference is that in my book, in my telling of the book, he was black and white, but he passed for white. And so people didn't know that he was about his black heritage because his black mother was actually the maid, and his rich father had got her knocked up, and they kept that a family secret because since the baby came out looking white, they kept it a family secret, and he was raised white as if it was part of his own family,
It seems to me there was a Law and Order episode very early, like 1990s, 92 or something, Law and Order episode about a guy who lived his whole life as a white guy, but he was really a black guy. But
I remember that episode. I didn't see it till later, but I knew about there was a movie. Well, first of all, I knew because my mother had passed for white on a couple of occasions, but there was a movie called Imitation of Life. And so this was kind of like Imitation of Life meets my version of what a black president would have been. But the sheer fact that in 1990 something, I was writing about the first African-American president in 2008.
So you're a Black Stradamus.
Yeah, I'm a Negrodamus.
Negrodamus, okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking up the Bull Moose Party. Theodore Roosevelt was a Republican.
Yes.
But then he walked out of the 1912 Republican National Convention, accusing the bosses of stealing a nomination for Taft. And he became a progressive. Now, this is just kind of weird because this is the opposite of libertarianism, where libertarians took the Republican stuff and went to the right. Teddy Roosevelt kind of went sort of to the left in progressiveness and the square deal and all this stuff in 1920.
That's because the businesses fucked him over, and he wanted to fuck them back.
Is that why?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's probably so there's quite often people become associated with parties because of different things. Sometimes this has nothing to do with who they are on the inside, but what they want people to see on the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, like what's his face? That black guy, Tim Scott. He has no business supporting Republicans because on the inside he's on the inside. I'm not saying he's progressive, but the man's LGBTQ adjacent. Okay.
No, not adjacent. No, He's not. That's being kind. He's a flaming.
Well, I don't know which letter he is what I'm saying.
He's a flaming.
Okay. But there's no F in there. There's no F, and there's no F in the LGBTQ community.
All right. Yeah.
So I don't know which one he is, but that's what he is on the inside. But on the outside, he wants people to see him as being strong and manly. And so he goes to the Republican Party and spouts all this anti-gay rhetoric because that's what he wants people to see, but that's not who he is.
All right, I'm going to expose my ignorance and my bigotry and prejudice here.
Oh, don't do that. We just got used to hating the old you. You're going to bring out a new you?
Well, this is a different kind of my prejudice against the state of South Carolina. I'm going to, boy, this is hard for me to do, to be a little bit forgiving of Tim Scott. He grew up in South Carolina. South Carolina is arguably, you can say Alabama, but South Carolina is arguably the most racist state. And
I say Mississippi gets the crown.
That's definitely. I said arguably. There's definitely a few in the running there: Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and South Carolina. But for a black man to get any kind of upward mobility, he has to kiss a little bit of white ass.
And he did that, but he did it willingly.
I know.
Because he's LGBTQ adjacent.
No, I totally agree with you. He did do that, but I'm forgiving him a little bit because I think I would do the same thing in his shoes. Like the deck stacked against me here. What's my way out? I can be a house
nigger.
Yes, that.
And I can't forgive him for that. I mean, look, I grew up.
I can understand that too. I can understand your position on that. But for me, it's hard for me to be judgmental against him because I think in the same position, I might be weak enough to say, I don't want to be under his thumb the whole fucking time. I want some upward mobility. How do I get that? I can't play sports. I'm not gonna be a athlete. What's my on the way out? Kissing some fucking major ass here, nose up the ass. So I'm not giving him like a free pass on it. I'm just saying some level of forgiveness and understanding of I might do the same thing if I were in his shoes. It's a tough place to be in those states. I would move out of the state. I think that's the first thing. Move to Massachusetts. It's nice there. I don't know. Yeah. Where were we?
We're talking about the nominees for most racist state in America are
right. Yeah. So those three, South Carolina.
The envelope, please. It's a 4-way tie.
Accepting the award for most racist state is Arizona. Because Mississippi couldn't make it tonight. They were busy at
a cross-brain.
A lynching,
yeah. I'm not going to give up my good lynching just for an award for lynching.
Yeah. The funny thing was Colonel Oliver North, remember he went to prison for selling Iran weapons.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was convicted. Did he actually serve time?
I think he was pardoned. Because I think Libby did time. Libby did time. But that was.
Yeah. But so now he was on Fox News as their military analyst saying there's no way Iran should have missiles. You were the guy who sold them fucking missiles. What? How do they think people forgot? I mean, yeah, it was 40 years ago, but I don't know. It's like, are you seriously going to try and run this shit? It's like.
Oliver North did not receive prison time.
It's like Marion Barry.
He was given a 3-year suspended sentence and fined $150,000, but he was not sentenced to time in prison.
Wow. I hate to go back to the Marion Barry thing, but it is like Marion Barry coming out and saying the crack is bad for you. What? Oliver North, missiles to Iran. We can't allow them to have missiles. Okay, where was that guy 40 years ago?
Making money selling missiles.
Yeah, to the people who says we shouldn't have them. It's
well, look, it's like my old friend, the Black Eagle, used to say, there are no permanent friends, There are no permanent enemies, only permanent interests.
That's that's pretty true. I think we're seeing that, and with a lot of. I know you are not forgiving of Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm not
No.
necessarily there either. But I do think she's sincere, and because she's not running for anything right now. She hasn't, and maybe she will. Maybe she'll run for senator in Georgia. I don't know what she's got plans on. But right now, she's not running for anything. She hasn't written a book. She's not selling anything. So I feel like maybe there's some sincerity there. That's all I'm saying.
The sincerity is that she's still a white nationalist.
Yeah, or also, she's not very bright. I mean, she's
not very bright. She's still a white Christian nationalist, and she's still not very bright.
Right, but
I don't understand. I don't understand how. I guess it's just stick-to-itiveness because, I mean, when I was younger, people were trying to push me into politics. My mother was a political beast, okay? And she was, and it probably would have made her so proud for her worthless son, that would be me, to gone into politics and made something of myself. I'm sure she'd have been, because she would have been so happy if I, except the fact she hated politicians because she dealt with them. But
they're like lawyers. Nobody likes them.
Yeah, but but my point is that once I saw the inside of what politics was like, I didn't want to be that close to it.
Yeah.
And then when I finally did run for Congress, it was only because I was so fucking pissed at what they were doing that I was like, it was out of anger that I was running, and I just wanted something done. But I didn't have the balls to when things got really, really tough for me. I was like, okay, I don't need this shit. I don't really want to be a congressman. I just want somebody to do the job right.
Right.
That's all I want. I don't want to be a politician. I don't want to be in DC, but I just want somebody that, and that's the kind of person I was in sports. There was positions in sports I played, not because I liked them, but because nobody else was doing it, and I wanted to be done right. That's how I became a defensive specialist. Everybody wanted to score points. Nobody cared about defense. Fuck it, I'll do defense, and I'll make it fun, and I'll show people how the defense is important.
What the fuck? But just coming back to Marjorie Taylor Greene there for a second, I understand your point of view on her, and believe me, I'm not far from that. But it's not just the Trump stuff. She's not just mad at Trump for the Epstein stuff or his like calling her out, calling her Marjorie Taylor Greene and all this stuff. She is pointing out the legitimate concerns of American people: gas prices, rent prices, all this stuff. Like I feel like she might have had an epiphany. Maybe she heard from people in her district or whatever. But I know she's not very bright, but she's also like an entrepreneur, and it's not necessarily very bright to make a lot of money, but she has done very well in business. So I'm just thinking she's listened to her customer base, her constituent base,
right,
and really kind of got that what people care about the most, and people don't care about. People weren't thinking about Iran bombing us at any moment. That wasn't a concern for most people. Nobody was. So I think she's hitting the right points on what she's saying about it. It's not just the anti-Trump Epstein files. He's a kiddie raper. He lied to us about everything, and so I give her some credit. And I wouldn't vote for her if it was tomorrow. Although I do think if she was really committed to doing the right thing, she would have stayed in Congress and said, you know what, I'm gonna vote against every part of his agenda and
right.
Kind of, yeah.
And that's the other people get courage on their way out the door.
Yeah.
That's like being at a party and people are like getting on your nerves, and someone wants to pick a fight with you, and you're like, no. And you get to the door, and just before you shut the door, you go like, and fuck all of you, and then you slam the door, or before you slam the door, you're like, fuck all of you, and your hors d'oeuvres taste like shit, and you slam the door and run down the street.
Yeah.
And tell everybody how you told them off. I really told them off.
Yeah.
It's like, no, stand up and
yeah, I totally understand. And listen, I'm still mad at her for for helping him get elected and being out. But she owns that. She's not.
She says I was the first one out there. She goes, when he ran for re-election and nobody wanted to touch him, he was toxic. I was there.
Right.
It's like, that's not a badge of honor.
No,
I was stupid.
I don't think she's saying it as a badge of honor. She's saying I was fooled by him. That's what she was saying in the Megyn Kelly thing. But even so, again, there's a little touch of forgiveness there, but I'm still angry at her for her role in that. If it weren't for maybe her contribution to that, I don't know. One person doesn't make that much of it, just like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but it's just that there was like so many ones.
Yeah.
McCarthy. Trump was down and out. He was down and out, but then McCarthy goes down to Mar-a-Lago and brings him back, resurrects him.
Yeah.
McConnell had him dead to rights, and McConnell goes like, well,
is he still alive?
Yeah. That's a quote. McConnell says,
he's still in office, right? He hasn't resigned. He's still in office.
He's in office until January, I think. Wait a minute. January just came and went.
What the fuck? I think he's still in office. Like, he hasn't resigned, but he's not. When you talk about dementia or just gone cognitively, he was years ago. But I think he might still be in this. I should know this. I'm embarrassed. But while you
I just saw something about him getting out of the hospital for something.
Right. Yeah. But I think he was rushed to the hospital for something. Right. I'm going to say something really unpopular here too. Unpopular with Americans, even no matter you left or right or whatever. I have two friends. This is not a large sampling to make this kind of mindset off of, and I appreciate that. Two friends who are Iranian. They were born and raised in Tehran. They both live here. One lives on Long Island. The other one lives in New York City. They have family back in Tehran. And they're good people. They're really good people. They happen to be Muslim. Okay, whatever, and a little bit on the devout side. I mean, they read the Quran all the time. Not bad people. They're very good people. They, according to them, and this is why it's not a big sampling makes a big difference. But according to them, the people in Tehran and Iran specifically don't want regime change there. They never wanted. They were happy, not happy.
It depends on which part of Iran. Okay, right. The urban parts of Iran want regime change. They're the ones in the cities. They want regime change. There's the more rural parts of Iran that do not want regime change.
All right.
So it literally is depending on what part of the country they're in.
Right. And so, but these two people I know very well, they don't want. They weren't for it, and they say, like, you know what, mind your own business, and I can appreciate that.
Right.
The other part is, their family's still there, and their family. He's at least the one friend who is here on Long Island, Hassan. He can't sleep at night worrying about his family getting killed over there, and that's just it's hard to wrap your head around. Our country is just going over there endorsing. Oh, do we work for Israel or does Israel work for us? I don't know how the relationship really works, but we're bombing the fuck out of people who are not necessarily active. They're not the government. They're just regular people who happen to live there, and they're in danger. And the civilians, there used to be a day when military stuff was army against army, not bombing elementary schools
and hospitals,
or neighborhoods and all this stuff. So I think people need to kind of.
It's not even. Let's say they had the worst leaders on the planet, which I don't think they do. I think that's us now, but that's not for us to decide who should run their country.
Right.
If we have problems with civil rights. The people being killed or something. Okay, let's help get them out of there then. Say we can take some in. Let's send them, see if we can help them relocate to other countries. Let's work something out and let them know it's in their best interest, because you don't need a country where half the people in your country want to kill you.
Right.
So the people who want to leave, let's help them leave. Let's take some in. But we can't do that because they're brown, so we can't take them in.
it should be none of our business.
Right.
We should let them decide their own fate. But even now that we've made it,
or that caliphate.
Even though we made it our business, we've killed according to Trump, even when we took the Ayatollah out, but there are even the people that we wanted to replace him, we've killed them. So they don't, he said, we might have other people in line, but we don't know who they are. Like, really?
And it's not even, but it's not our place.
Yeah, I get it. It's not our place, but even when we tried to make it our place, we fucked that up.
Every time. Every time. They had the Shah for 40-something years because of us.
Yeah.
You know, they had a democratically elected leader before we went in and fucked things up.
Right. So the idea of this being, because they keep changing the goalposts, moving the goalposts here. But if it's about regime change, there had never been in the history of the world regime change without boots on the ground, right? You can't just do it by bombing. You can't bomb people into regime change. It just doesn't happen. You have to have, and once that happens, I mean, we see people just reacting to this thing now negatively. Once you start sending your kids there to die, I think, I don't know. Am I being too optimistic?
If Trump sent Barron over there, maybe there'd be some kind of a minuscule amount of respect for him.
Yeah,
but
that ain't
he and his class of people are not going over there to fight or to die. He's sending people over he doesn't even give a shit about. The people that he calls suckers and losers.
Suckers and losers.
Those are the ones that are doing the fighting for him.
Yeah. So I definitely, nobody named Trump, nobody with the surname Trump has ever fought in any war or ever will. Did you? Last thing before we say goodbye here, there was because there are people, really Republicans and right-wing guys who used to be MAGA guys calling for impeachment now, not just because of the war, not just because of the Epstein stuff, but because of the clear dementia. He's talking about his father being born in Germany. His father was born in New York City in 1905. He was definitely. I think he was confusing his father with his grandfather, but was talking.
But even then, when he had the German chancellor at the Oval Office, he was talking about England. He says, "I like England. My mother was born in England." And then he looks at the chancellor and he goes, "And my grandfather was born." And he touches the chancellor on the leg and says, "Over there in England." He didn't want to acknowledge the fact that his grandfather was born in Germany.
Yeah.
So he said he indicated that his grandfather was born in, unless he meant his mother's father.
Right. But then
that's not his grandfather. His mother's. Yeah, that would be his other grandfather.
Yeah. Well, he's clearly. I mean, forever he's had signs of just losing it. But when you can't tell your father because he was going on for minutes talking about his grandfather as if it was his father, and he kept saying my father, my father, my father, but he was talking about his grandfather, and I
had an epiphany the other day about Donald Trump and the way he talks. The reason why he doesn't know about things in his office, why he has so many excuses for things, is like, this is his talking point. This is because I think Trump has a problem with understanding what people are saying as far as words. When people are talking to him and trying to explain things, he just zones out. He has no idea what they're talking about. He's not listening, or he doesn't understand them. You know, maybe whatever the verbal version of this dyslexia is. Instead of reading it wrong, just speaking it wrong. I don't know what that's called, but he has that.
Yeah.
And he hears it he hears like Rubio says one thing, but he hears like blah 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 blah. We can do this. You go, chief. Blah blah blah. Take out ships. And then he hears someone else, Stephen Miller, going blah 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 blah. White power. Blah 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 blah. They can't rule themselves. They're brown people. Blah blah blah. And he hears all these partial bits. And so when they ask him for his reasoning for something, he grabs a little bit of something, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he doesn't even remember what the fuck he said. It's not that he's moving goalposts. He has 12 goalposts, and he doesn't know which one he's kicking. He's trying to kick a field goal, and he doesn't know which one of the 12 goalposts is going to get him points.
Yeah, I think there's probably some foundation in that. He's just a very confused guy. He wasn't ever that bright to begin with.
No.
But
going way back, he had to have people take tests for him to get into school. They did his paper. He paid people to do his. I think the only thing he actually did himself was fuck up. I don't think any. I mean, the businesses. He inherited what, $400 million to so he wasn't a successful businessman. He didn't start anything from scratch.
Yeah.
Even his brides were mailed to him. It's not like he wooed. It's not like he wooed Melania. He purchased Melania.
Right. Well, Marla was a good. You know what? I'm really disappointed in Marla Maples. Why hasn't she come out and said anything? Like, she has been silent.
Because she knows what happened to the first wife and knows where she's buried.
But that didn't happen. That didn't happen until 10 years in. Like, I mean, you go back to like 2015 when he first started saying he was running. She should have came out and said, "Wait a minute, no. Here's what I know about that fucking crazy bastard." But she's been completely silent since all of this stuff. Whatever. Musk got raided in France yesterday. Musk's office got raided. Elon Musk's office got raided in France.
I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't get the.
I know he's on trial in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know that. I heard that. I heard that from the Rev this morning. I didn't know about that.
We need to talk. We need to talk, Matt, because you know shit, and I know shit, but we don't know each other's shit.
I don't know the details on this France thing, but everything. And I meant to look into it this morning, but I got up late. It's everything in the headlines was Elon's cooked. France raided his office, and he's in big trouble. The government of France raided his offices in Paris or something, and he's in big trouble. What does that mean? I was too tired to read it last night. I'll get on it today, but I'm curious. Like, what can you do to a guy who's got $1 trillion?
You can seize his funds, whatever. You can do that. Offices raided in France as UK opens fresh. That's not it.
Yeah.
Musk offices raided in France. Let's see what we can find. That's from 28 days ago. And that's not
really.
That's what this says. Ex offices. It says ex offices raided in France as prosecutors investigate child abuse images and deep fakes. And that's from 28 days ago.
Yeah, wow. Why am I just seeing it last night? February 5th, February 4th.
Where did you see it? Maybe it's just starting to trend there.
It's all over. It came up in my feed of news.
Here's one from 14 days ago. Elon Musk's French offices raided and probe over dissemination of deep fake child pornography report. Yeah, and that's from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're all from February. It's weird because they all were hitting me at the same time last night, right around midnight or something. I was like, wow. And we didn't even hear about it then. We're hearing about it 3 weeks later. It wasn't, the mainstream media didn't cover that at all here.
Yeah, nothing is newer than 2 weeks.
Fucking weird. This is a very weird time to be alive. One last thing I want to say here is every morning I get up and I wish happy birthday to complete strangers because of Facebook. I get all these birthdays today. Right. And I never know any of these fucking people. Like, how'd they get on my friends list? Today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. I have no idea who they are. I wish them happy birthday today.
I don't. If I know somebody, I will so, and I don't even say happy birthday. I just say happy annual aging ritual.
Yeah. Well, I don't even bother doing that. I just click the automatic. Facebook chooses
what the cheese or whatever the icon.
You just hit the arrow and it chooses like a good birthday greeting for you. Boom, 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 boom. But still, it's like, and then they thank me like they know me. It's very weird. It's like, why? But I do it every day out of habit because I think if it's your birthday, even if it's somebody you don't like me, you deserve a happy birthday.
one of your friends sent me a friend request.
No way, I don't have any.
I think I go to accept the friend request, and it won't accept it because he's got 5,000 followers.
Right.
5,000 friends, so it won't let you have 5,001.
Yeah.
So I sent him a message saying, "You sent me a friend request. You cannot have any more friends. If you really want me to be one of your friends, you have to get rid of somebody. Let me know when you do."
I get that a lot. That's one of these people who just like is adding friends all day long. Like,
but don't they fucking know that they have a limit? I mean, they must. If they're trying to add friends, then they must be counting them. And if they're counting them, don't you know there's a limit?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to get rid of about 300 to 400 people a year. That I'm like, well, I don't know these fucking people. You know, I used to literally just go through my list and just drop people, especially if their only interests are like tagging me in shit that has nothing to do with me.
Wow.
And so I don't want their stuff on my feed. You know, they're like, if it doesn't deal with me, or if I have an opportunity, no, I don't give a shit about your shows. You know, especially if you're like a comedian and you have like no dealings with me whatsoever, I'm not going to promote your show. I'll promote the shows of friends. Sure.
Yeah. I am so fucking sick of Facebook. It's just like I want to run for Congress again just to give Facebook a headache because they cost me probably $2,000 a month in revenue just with these suspensions and things they've done to me.
Why not start a class action lawsuit? You can't be the only one that they fucked over like this.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and especially if there's like if they're gonna penalize you without telling you why they're penalizing you.
No, this is the problem I have with them. They told me why they penalized me, but here is the issue. They have a share button. I shared something that was already on their platform, and some of it is still on their platform. The original poster still has it on his page, so they're allowing it on his page. They haven't made him take it down. I shared that, and I got restricted for hitting the share button that they put there. That makes I'm all for the rules. I will play by the rules, but that's a fucking entrapment.
I have one question for you. The other places that you see it, are they monetized? Maybe there's a different rule for what people who are monetized can do.
Yeah, that's absolutely a valid point. I don't know if they're monetized or not, but if the content is bad, why are they letting them keep it up? If it's dangerous or against community standards, why they didn't make them take it down?
That's true. That's like saying you can't put arsenic in your food because you're making money, but they can do it for free.
Right. And that it's also like the cops coming out and having a cocaine dealer. They want to buy cocaine, go on to buy cocaine, and you say, yeah, I want to buy cocaine. Well, you're under arrest for buying cocaine. Wait a minute. You put a share button on it. Well, I clicked the share button that you put there. Don't put a share button on it and I won't click it. How about that? Why is it on me to make sure what you allowed on your platform already is safe for your platform? It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. So I know
I have one other question. I don't know if you probably are aware of this, but there used to be ads on the YouTube thing that look like for plumbing, but it'd be like a woman giving a blowjob. I haven't seen them since we started talking about those things.
I saw one yesterday, but it wasn't on my feed. I think it was on my wife's feed. We were watching it on television, and I saw on the YouTube on television, and there was a little. I didn't look because I just assumed, it's just another one of these fucking weirdo things. But it did appear to be something overtly sexual. Sunshine's telling us to get off the air. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Toyr. Toyr.
Yeah. Do you want us to be done? We'll be done. I could be done. I have to contact the guy and tell him about the strat because my wife took my car. He wanted me to go meet him. It's like, I was going to do it, but my wife took my car. I'm not taking her car because I'm not insured to drive her car. So I'm going to cry. I'm going to be crying today because I'm getting rid of my strat. Why am I doing this? I need the fucking money because Facebook fucking I'm sorry. I'm back to that again. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Is this a suicidal ideation thing we have to put up now because of that comment? Where's my thing? I got to do it.
Well, saying that we're all going to die doesn't mean we have ideations.
That's true. That's true. Whoopee, we're all gonna. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for?
Fighting for. Don't tell me I don't give a damn, or something like that. Well, I'm talking about Vietnam.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7.
All right.
Pearly Gates.
I have a show tonight with Richard E. Douglas, sci-fi writer. You'll be out playing trivia. Maybe
tonight is trivia night.
Maybe you can put in a sci-fi category just for me, just to, I don't know, trivia. Yeah, trivia. It's all
the show that I did at the last show I did, not the last show I did, but the one I did at the Stables, the Funny Old Farts. They gave me a check. Soon when I saw in the bank when the check cleared, I paid the other comedians. Then the check bounced.
Oh.
I've already paid the other comedians. So now I've paid them out of my pocket, and I reached out to them, and I'm going there tonight because that's where the trivia is. Happens to be there. So I reached out to them. I want to know what the fuck is going on.
You want to sell my Les Paul for a few bucks to carry over? I'm running out of guitars to sell, and this Strat is going to break my heart, but I have to do it. Because of Facebook is, I'm one of these guys. Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about who's living not just paycheck to month to month, and when Facebook cuts me off for a few $1,000s this month, makes a big difference. So
stop underselling your product. Get the most out of your product. Stop.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. I'm just thinking. I
would think about the eBay. I would think about the eBay thing. It's more money, and if you really have a problem with the shipping thing, like I said, reach out to Martlin. He'll ship it for you. He loves shipping shit. He loves going down to the post office.
Martlin. Then this Jackie person you're talking, doesn't he? He has a show coming up. I think this week at the Suffolk. I think it was a Suffolk, or maybe McGuire.
Well, he needs to come on the air and promote it.
I haven't heard from him in a while. Since
maybe they sold out the tickets, and he doesn't need us. He only needs us when there's tickets to be sold.
Yeah. I think
if it's sold out, it's like, who? Who the fuck are them?
He told me in one show that he came on here to promote was embarrassing. Remember the one at the movie theater?
Right.
I think like 10 people in a movie theater that holds like 500, 600 people or something.
Ooh.
Like 10 people bought tickets. That's got to be rough.
And it's funny. There's a Randy Levin who was on the show. I did the interview with him on Done Way Past Funny. I'm editing it right now, and he says there's 5 stages in an actor's or comedian's career. The first stage is I'm going to use my name. Who's G.D. Fenderson? The second stage is get me G.D. Fenderson. The third stage is get me someone like G.D. Fenderson. Then the fourth stage is get me a younger G.D. Fenderson. Or maybe I got those reversed. Get me younger, then get me someone like him. And then the fifth stage is who's G.D. Fenderson?
Right, yeah.
And I'm at that who's G.D. Fenderson stage, but I'm at it in 2 different places. In the microcosm in the Maryland area, I am on the second time who's G.D. Fenderson, because I went through the thing where I was the hot shit in Maryland locally, and now I'm like, who the fuck is G.D. Fenderson again? But on the macro comedy scene, I'm still at the first who is G.D. Fenderson. Nobody's fucking heard of me.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever get out of that one. On the macrocosm, I think I will remain who the fuck is G.D. Fenderson.
Yeah.
But locally, I've probably run my gambit. I'm back at the nobody gives a shit about me stage.
Oh, look at this. There's been nothing in the news about this for months, and then today you brought it up with the Long Island Sound guy. Accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex A. Uerman contacted at least 60 sex workers more than 500 times in 4 years leading up to his 2023 arrest. Prosecutors allege in a court filing that provides the most detailed account of the case against the Massapequa Park residents to date. and then have to pay for
Now,
it.
how old is that? How long ago was that posted? Because if that's from like 4 years ago, I'm just teasing. Is that like today?
2 hours ago. A news
So
day.
somebody is listening to it. Damn, somebody's like, we can't let GD get the scoop on this.
But I can't read the full story without paying for their subscription.
Oh God, man! I was this morning. I was desperate because I was running out of time, and there was a news report that I wanted to report on, and I click on it. It's for the LA Times, and it puts it behind a paywall. And so I wanted to do this. I wanted to like read half the headline and stop and go, I'm not paying $4 for the rest of this headline.
Yeah. Fuck that.
I was so close to doing it. And the only reason why I didn't because it was I don't know. I don't know if it's been
I understand that newspapers aren't selling like they used to, the hard copy, but just why you tease people with a half a story and then that's just dirty play. That's dirty play. That's like I don't know, dirty play. That's what it's like. Anyway.
Yeah, well, it's like a thirst trap.
Yeah.
Well, it's a news trap.
Yeah.
And a suicide rap.
Nice guy knowing you can't take it with you. What was she referring to?
You're selling your stuff because you know you're going to die with it if you don't sell it. Either make money off of it now or give it away for free once you're dead.
Well, I'm not selling all my acoustics because I don't think I'm going to play any more electric gigs. But you never know; I might want to record something. But if
now you have AI to record it for you.
Nah, yeah, you're right. I do have that, but I don't like that. I like to, if I'm doing something, I want to play. I'll just use like AI to kind of do like the drum and bass stuff, or just to get the arrangement of it, and then do overdubs on it myself and strip the parts out of it. So most of the music is still mine, and even the vocal stuff. I will do vocals on it. Yes, the voice might not sound like mine because I put it through a lot of voice substitution AI filters and stuff like that. But especially the guitar solo stuff, I want to play that myself, and I'm leaving myself one. I have my Les Paul, which I still am not selling, and I have an Epiphone SG that I need to string up in case I ever want to. That's it. And two electric guitars after I sell the Strat today. And the Strat is like almost in pristine condition. It was almost never taken out of the case. I brought it with me as a backup guitar, just to have with me. I almost never took it out of the case. And I bought it in, I want to say like 1997, 1998. So it's in pristine condition. To be selling it for $250, I was already kicking myself for that. But I wanted to sell it instantly. And then people are like, "Oh, will you take $200 for it?" Like, really? It's a fucking Fender Strat in mint condition. You $250 wasn't enough of a break for you?
So I have a classical guitar under my bed that I should take out and play. I don't think I've played it in 10 years. It's a beautiful classical. It's a Yamaha, and it's one of the last 25 handmade Yamahas, because they still make them in the U.S. and they were handmade back then, and then they shipped to machine made overseas, China.
Well, if you play a classical guitar, do you you do a fingernail? You glue fingernails to. Because that's all these the real classical guitar players, the prudish. If you don't play with if you play with a pick, you're definitely not a classical guitar.
Right? No, it's the fingers.
Not just the fingers, the fingernails. And to me, I can't have fingernails. It just feels just weird to me. I just can't. I can never do it. And
now here's the thing about my fingernails. They grow so fucking fast, and they grow very sharp. So I keep cutting mine and filing mine down. But if I know I need them, all I need is 4 days, and this is 4 days worth of growth right there.
So if you play a classical guitar, are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Ooh, ick. For me, I don't know if having fingernails is bad enough, but just the pressure of the back, as you're pulling up or whatever you do when you're doing that. I don't want. Oh, that's like a chalk on a chalkboard to me.
I want to do one more original song video. I have like 4 or 5 songs. It's funny, as I'm dozing off, usually at the computer, I hear songs in my head, original music, and I want to get at least one of them down, and do a video, one more, with not with AI, but with me playing all the instruments. And I know it's not going to be that great because I'm not that great of a musician, but I want to get one more out of me. I feel like there's one more in me, and I want to get it out. And I took all my instruments out so I could do it. And my wife didn't go away like I thought she was. She was supposed to go away for like 4 days, and that would give me like 4 days to record. And I missed. She was only gone for like 3, and I mismanaged my time, and she came back too soon. Didn't get a chance to record anything.
All right. Well, I know we're over time. We want to get off the air, but she goes to work some days of the week. Right? She doesn't always work from home.
That's the other thing. I had my schedule set up so that because she'd go to work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Monday, and so those are the days that any days that I had to record, I did on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then she got this new position. And so she started willy-nilly changing things up. And she wouldn't tell me until like the morning of. Like yesterday, she stayed home. I didn't find out that she stayed home until I realized 7:30, I'm getting out of bed, and she stayed here.
Well, when she does go to work, get on the phone really quick to a locksmith, and they have them change all the locks.
Oh, no.
And then you have all day to kind of record, and then you could like change them back the next day. So she... Well, no, the knocking would ruin the recording anyway.
That's the other thing. Because I don't have, this house is not soundproof. I have a gravel driveway.
So she do the Fred Flintstone, Wilma! Except she did.
I was about to do the Simpsons theme song. I can't remember the Fred Flintstones. Oh, no, that's the Jetsons.
With the Flintstones, have a dabba-doo time, a dabba-doo time. We'll have a gay old time.
Yeah.
You know what's a gay old song?
I don't know about that, but I know that it's getting kind of late and I should get my steps in. So I'm going to go walk around nappy.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me.